أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters in Islam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the program. You are, as you can see on my shirt here, on my chest, we are with Penny Appeal Australia tonight for a fantastic fundraiser on an absolutely amazing night. We are in the month of Ramadan, we are in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, and we are potentially on the grand night of the 27th, anticipating the 27th day of Ramadan, Allahu Akbar, and we're giving you an amazing opportunity tonight to donate generously, to extend your rapport with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to invest and increase your portfolio of investment in the hereafter tonight by donating generously. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for being here. We thank you, inshallah, sparing some time during this fantastic night to be with us and find out more about Penny Appeal Australia and what they've been up to. So it's the live fundraiser. I'm going to keep mentioning the number to you, 1300 347 947, and of course you can hop onto the website as well. The details there are on your screen, pennyappeal.org.au/live. We have in the studio the wonderful Jasmine Ghandour.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you going today?
Alhamdulillah.
Good to see you in orange, Muhammad.
Yes, of course. And I'm very proud to be a member of Team Orange for tonight.
And hopefully, inshallah, after.
Inshallah. Jasmine, we've got this lovely setup here in Clue TV. We're going to have a fantastic night, inshallah.
Inshallah.
We're going to be here for approximately 2 hours time, maybe more. We'll see how we go, bi'idhnillah. So what's tonight all about?
Well, tonight is all about uniting as many people as we possibly can on the night of Laylatul Qadr, but more importantly, because it's the night that's better than 1,000 months, inshallah, if tonight is Laylatul Qadr, it's about saving as many lives as we possibly can, thousands of lives in exchange for the betterment of 1,000 months. So it's about showing people what we could do with their sadaqah and zakat, and then getting them, inshallah, to invest in their akhirah.
Fantastic. And you have not chosen a better night than tonight, Allahumma barik, night anticipating the 27th the night of the 27th, anticipating the 27th day. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your acts of worship, your fasting,
Ameen.
your zakat if you've paid it already, your qiyamul layl, your recitation of the Quran, your dua. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, answer the dua of many destitute brothers and sisters all over the world through your funds and through your financial support and aid tonight, bi'idhnillah. Now, Jasmine, I wanted to ask you, so we have on our notes here, thirst relief and orphan kind.
Yes. Two of my favorite projects, Thirst Relief and Orphan Kind. So the Thirst Relief project is basically about giving access to safe and clean drinking water to all of those people around the world that don't have access, the people that live in poverty, that walk for miles and miles every single day to just get access to water that isn't even clean. So that's one of my favorite projects, and I'll be, inshallah, bringing a few people along on set later on tonight. Sari and Julianne, who are part of our team, who've actually visited the projects in the field, and they're going to be talking to, inshallah, our audience about that. And then the Orphan Kind projects, which are also another project that's very close to my heart, and a project that I've personally visited, which are orphanages and orphan homes set up in all of the countries that are that have a community of people that live in poverty and below that line. And inshallah, it's a sadaqah jariyah that we can kind of invest in for that future. So it's that project in particular is about helping give access to children to life's most basic necessities. So yeah, they're very exciting projects. And then inshallah, we'll touch on zakat projects a little bit later on.
Right. So Thirst Relief and Orphan Kind, the number is 1300 347 947, and you can hop onto the website there, Penny Appeal. It's on your screens, pennyappeal.org.au/live. So what are we hoping to do tonight, Jasmine? What happens to the funds, inshallah, once we collect them, and what's the program, what's the schedule, or what do we have in mind carrying on after the show tonight, inshallah?
Well, what it is that we want to talk to the viewers about is specifically those projects. So the Thirst Relief project and the Orphan Kind project, as soon as we raise enough money to build, inshallah, thousands of wells and support thousands of orphans, that straight away we're aiming to send that straight across to the field to make sure that we implement those projects as quickly as possible in Ramadan. So you guys, inshallah, you make the intention to give in Ramadan, and then that impact is straight to the field straight afterwards, which is what we aim to do with your donations, inshallah, through your generosity. So yeah, I think straight after is we want to go straight to the field, which is what we do with all of our projects. Inshallah, we aim to deliver them as quickly as possible. And specifically with these projects, it's something that we don't like to kind of wait on, because sponsoring and supporting an orphan child, especially a child that doesn't have access to life's most basic necessities, that's something that we take very, very seriously. And then providing access to safe and clean drinking water for people who don't have access to that, and that's something that's just so basic. We use it in almost everything that we do. That's something that we also take very, very seriously. So, and the fact that it's a sadaqah jariyah too.
No. You mentioned very briefly, Jasmine, we're going to have some guests on the show. And we're going to have people such as yourself who have been on the ground,
yes,
conducting these projects, implementing all the strategies of Penny Appeal Australia all around the world. And we're going to see, inshallah, tonight there's plenty of footage and plenty of evidence, and in the name of transparency, showcasing some of the fantastic work that Penny Appeal Australia have been conducting around the world.
That's right.
I know our focus tonight is on Thirst Relief and Orphan Kind. I'm going to be stubborn, and I'm going to ask you to promote Penny Appeal a little bit more Now, so they do a whole host of different projects,
We
don't they?
do a whole host of projects. So Penny Appeal Australia is a baby organisation. We've been within Australia for about 3 years now, but alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah and obviously the support and generosity of our donors, there are so many different projects that we implement through you and your generosity. Obviously, among them are the thirst relief projects and the orphan kind projects, which are kind of centred around so many different things that we do. And then from that, we also implement zakat eligible projects. So we have a very strong 100% zakat policy, and majority of our projects are zakat eligible. And then through that we do Feed Our World. So we feed people around the world, which is something that we've been pushing throughout the entirety of the Ramadan campaign. And then we do a project called Open Your Eyes, where we treat avoidable blindness. So that's also an incredible project, inshallah, which is something that you can find on our website, pennyappeal.org.au/live. And then also there are women empowerment projects. So we also help provide sustainable livelihood projects for women to help lift them out of poverty, which is also something that you can find on our website, pennyappeal.org.au/live. So yeah.
So of course, the pennyappeal.org.au/live, you can definitely hop onto that website and look up Penny Appeal, look at their activities, look at their projects, look what they've been up to. You might find some wonderful photos of Jasmine and other committee members on the ground doing their fantastic work. We're going to take a short break now, and it's going to be a beautiful break on this evening of the 27th of Ramadan. We started off with the Quran. We started off with a lovely promotional video of Penny Appeal. We're going to go now to another brief video where a reciter by the name of Muzammil Hasballah, Jazahullah Khairan, will be reciting from Surah Al-Muddathir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها المدثر قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر والرجز فاهجر ولا تمنن تستكثر ولربك فاصبر فإذا نقر في الناقور فذلك يومئذ يوم عسير على الكافرين غير يسير ذرني ومن خلقت وحيدا وجعلت له مالا ممدودا وبنين شهودا ومهدت له تمهيدا ثم يطمع أن أزيد كلا إنه كان لآياتنا عنيدا سأرهقه صعودا إنه فكر وقدر فقتل كيف قدر ثم قتل كيف قدر ثم نظر ثم عبس وبسر ثم أدبر واستكبر فقال إن هذا إلا سحر يؤثر إن هذا إلا قول البشر سأصليه سقر وما أدرى الذين أوتوا الكتاب ويزداد الذين آمنوا إيمانا ولا يرتاب الذين أوتوا الكتاب ولا يرتاب الذين أوتوا الكتاب والمؤمنون وليقول الذين في قلوبهم مرض والكافرون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا كذلك يضل الله من يشاء ويهدي من يشاء وما يعلم جنود ربك إلا هو وما هي إلا ذكرى للبشر كلا والقمر والليل إذ أدبر والصبح إذا أسفر إنها لإحدى الكبر نذيرا للبشر لمن شاء منكم أن يتقدم أو يتأخر كل نفس بما كسبت رهينة إلا أصحاب اليمين في جنات يتساءلون عن المجرمين ما سلككم في سقر قالوا لم نك من المصلين ولم نك نطعم المسكين وكنا نخوض مع الخائضين وكنا نكذب بيوم الدين حتى أتانا اليقين فما تنفعهم شفاعة الشافعين فما لهم عن التذكرة معرضين كأنهم حمر مستنفرة فرت من قسورة بل يريد كل امرئ منهم أن يؤتى صحفا منشرة كلا بل لا يخافون الآخرة كلا إنه تذكرة فمن شاء ذكره وما يذكرون إلا أن يشاء الله هو أهل التقوى وأهل المغفرة.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. You are watching the Penny Appeal Australia live fundraiser on your screens. We are on Facebook and on YouTube. The details are there on the screen. We want to encourage you to be generous tonight, anticipating the 27th day of Ramadan. Allahu Akbar. This could potentially be Laylatul Qadr, and Penny Appeal Australia are giving you an amazing opportunity to invest in your hereafter and to donate generously through your financial support tonight. And bi'idhnillah, it will be recorded to you better than 1,000 months. What a jackpot of reward that's on offer tonight. So we encourage you, the details that you can see on your screen there, donating generously in Ramadan with Penny Appeal Australia. You can call the number there, 1300 347 947, and also you can hop onto the website pennyappeal.org.au/live. You've got the Penny Appeal Australia bank account details there, 308 504, and the BSB number 032065. We're going to be repeating those details throughout the night. And if you're on the Facebook page, of course, you can find the details on that page everywhere. And do feel free to go onto the website and go onto the Facebook page. Allahu Akbar, there's a lot of content there with a lot of evidence showing you the amazing work and the amazing team that are behind Penny Appeal Australia. Speaking of the amazing team, we have another awesome member of the Penny Appeal Australia team, Diana Hadid.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam. Welcome to the program, Diana.
Thank you very much.
So we have you now on set. We're going to pick your brain about some of the work that Penny Appeal do. We're going to discuss some of the rewards, inshallah, that the viewers can anticipate tonight, bi'idhnillah, if, inshallah, we can cooperate on the good. So I'm going to kickstart our small chat here. Water as a sadaqah jariyah, right? And as we mentioned earlier with Jasmine, thirst relief. We spoke briefly about the orphan kind, but thirst relief, we want to focus on water, we want to focus on the wells. So what's share with us a message from Penny Appeal about this.
Well, firstly, I'd like to pose the question to you, Muhammad. What's the first thing that you did this morning when you woke up for Fajr?
Okay, I can only listen to one person at once. So can you repeat that question, please, Diana?
What is the first thing that anyone would do when they wake up for Fajr?
I guess, in my case, go to the toilet or make wudu.
Okay, that's right. And I'm sure you would have also brushed your teeth and,
Yes.
you may have had a glass of water for suhoor before that. What's the common element in between all of that?
I guess it's the very basic necessity that illustrious, golden, clear, colourless gold.
Yeah.
That's water.
That's right. And we don't really realize it, but we quite take it for granted very often. I mean, you just, turn the nozzle and there you go, flowing endlessly, or even sometimes, myself included, we're quite guilty to be standing in the shower waiting for the right temperature or just dwelling on our own contemplations. But I'm going to let everyone know that 3.5 million people every year die from contaminated water, from waterborne diseases like typhoid or dysentery. And I mean, a lot of these people are actually dying a lot more than any other act of violence in the world, including war. And for something so natural and so basic, so necessary in everyday life, I mean, it's also quite important in wudu and also in the Islamic way of life as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we send water from the sky in measure and allocate it on earth, and we're also able to withdraw it. So think to yourselves, with every activity that you do on a daily basis, it all comes back down to the necessary resource, being water. So why should anyone else not have that available to them? I was in Uganda last year as well, and I was staying with a very, very small community, and I saw all of these mothers and children carrying these really heavy bottles, and more like jerry cans, and these children on their back. And I asked them where they were coming from. And our partner in Uganda said they'd been walking for 5 hours on foot in the 45-degree heat just to go fetch water for cooking, for cleaning, for washing, for wudu. Imagine that, 5 hours every single day just to collect water to look after your family.
So for these people, for these brothers and sisters of ours across the world, in these parts of the world, remote parts of the world, to access water, it's not a simple opening of the tap. It's not a simple of, you've got a choice. Sometimes if you're lazy, you might drink from the closest tap because you know it's clean. You don't have to go to one specific source, even in the house.
That's right.
You don't have to necessarily get it from the fridge or get it from the kitchen sink. You can get it, if you're in the yard, you can get it from the yard tap, anywhere.
We truly do take it for granted.
But these brothers and sisters, it's part and parcel. You want water, plus 5 hours of travel, plus carrying it with you on the way back. Subhanallah al-Azim.
So what I'm about to show you all is basically something so real. And just know that this isn't scripted, this isn't rehearsed, this is real life. This is a real living situation around the world. And I'm going to show you right after how we, inshallah, tonight collectively are going to change that.
طيب, just very quickly, we're talking about sadaqah jariyah, Diana. And when it comes to sadaqah jariyah, it's an ongoing charity where you may set it up initially, you may make the initial investment, and once that structure is set up, it's ongoing to the point where as long as it exists and it's serving its purpose, you're receiving a reward. So be it $1 million, be it 500,000, be it 1,000, be it $500, right? And talking tonight, we're fundraising. We're not talking in the millions. We're not talking telling people to fundraise in extreme measures and sell their businesses and something. Sometimes it's a small amount of money, and when you're digging a well, the water it's there.
It's there.
It's there underground. It's just a matter of creating the facilities to generate this water to come to the surface so that people can benefit.
That's right. And what if I told you it cost you much less than a cup of coffee every day to provide that? Because Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the best charity to give is water.
No.
So this is the least that we can do.
No. And so we're talking about sadaqah jariyah could be us, whether it's the water wells or providing water, whether it's building a masjid, whether it's teaching something.
It's continuous.
Whether it's something like an orphanage or an institution where people can live, spreading knowledge, or giving food, or creating a facility where people can. But alhamdulillah, tonight you have the opportunity, brothers and sisters, with Penny Appeal Australia. The details are there on the screen, and you can even see, take us through the expenses there.
So basically our water wells start from only $450, a one-off payment. That's only $37.50 a week. Only $1.50 a day. Something so affordable yet so rewardable, particularly on an evening like tonight. And the best thing is that, again, this is your sadaqah jariyah. So, la samahallah, you know, we met our demise. This is a continuous charity, and inshallah, you can either donate it in your own name, you can donate it in the name of a loved one. My colleague has also donated a water well on behalf of her grandmother, Allah yarhamha, who passed away a couple of years ago. You can't think of anything more thoughtful and rewarding for both this life and the next, inshallah. And the best thing is, considering that it's so rewardable, you can grab your whole family together. You can do it on your own, you can do it with your friends, and it's all accessible as well. So right here you have $450 starting for one water well in Sri Lanka.
$37.50 per month.
$37.50 per month. That's less than my own phone bill.
Yeah. Who pays a $40 monthly bill these days?
Who knows? But alhamdulillah, you can also provide more tube wells in Asia as well for $550. And we do get a lot of questions why one well might vary in terms of price across every country. The reason for that is it depends on the country and the resources that are available, because it costs enough to send our volunteers over, and also for the machinery and the drilling and how barren the land actually is. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but alhamdulillah, 100% of your donations this Ramadan will go directly to your zakat, your tax-deductible zakat, inshallah.
So there you have it, brothers and sisters. You're with us here on the Penny Appeal live fundraiser on your screens on Facebook and YouTube. You can see the details there. Be generous tonight, inshallah. Increase in your account of good deeds in this special night, anticipating that it will be possibly the night Laylatul Qadr, which is better than 1,000 months. And you have an opportunity tonight, an unbelievable opportunity to donate, inshallah, and to contribute to the amazing projects that you're going to learn more about. We've already discussed some with our wonderful team members, Diana and Jasmine. There will be more partners, inshallah, and team members on the show tonight for you to see. Members of Team Orange.
Team Orange.
You like to call them, very appropriate name, nice.
We are one, we're bright, we're excited, and what's important is that this is all a cause that we believe in. So join Team Orange as well. You can visit pennyappeal.org.au right after you make your donation, inshallah.
Fantastic. So now we're going to run a very brief trailer showcasing some of the work that Penny Appeal Australia does when it comes to water and the amazing projects regarding water.
Look at this water. That's what the locals drink. I'm very, very thirsty, but I'm not going to drink it. And just in case you thought it was lemonade, it's not lemonade either. It's dirty water.
I'm in a village where there is no water. 1,000 people could benefit if we dig a well here. Not just people, but plants, the animals, the vegetation. SubhanAllah, because of your donation and alhamdulillah, generosity of our viewers, we were able to together raise enough money to build a water well. here will be digging that water well right now, inshallah, in Gambia, to provide water for 1,000 people.
Wow, subhanallah. Only 2 days ago, we began digging this water well, and already 2 meters have been dug. And they will be digging 1 more meter in the next couple of days, and very soon it will be complete. Subhanallah, you can join in this great work. I'm going to go straight in to see how a water well is dug. Wow. Feels very strange to be 2 meters down under. At least 10 more meters to go before they find water. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start the 3rd meter, inshallah, since I'm here. Bismillah. Let's go.
We're now in the depth of Gambia, in a small village called Sifu. We've come here to open a water well for the local people, 500 or more.
These people would not have access to clean water. Now, man, woman and children, alhamdulillah, will have access to clean water for themselves, for cleaning, for providing it for their animals, and of course for the vegetation and cultivation. This is an amazing project.
Brothers and sisters, we have done the dua, we've been together, we've cut the ribbon, and you know what? MashaAllah, look, the water is here. What a big difference. Thousands of people in this area don't have access to clean water. This village, 500 people who live here, will have clean water for themselves, for man, woman and children, animals and plants.
Subhanallah al-Azim, amazing scenes there, subhanallah. Your brothers and sisters cherishing and celebrating the gift of water, nice, pure, clean water that admittedly we take for granted. As we've discussed just a little bit earlier with Diana, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward her, that the gift of water and the purity of water that we use, and it's so versatile, we use for many different purposes. There you saw in that wonderful video there, subhanallah, truly being showing gratitude and appreciation for the gift of life, which is water, subhanallah. And we're giving you this opportunity tonight. The details are on your screen, 1300 347 947, and you can go to the website as well, pennyappeal.org.au/live. You have the bank account details there, Penny Appeal Australia, account number 308504 BSB 032065. And speaking of the details on the screen, Diana, we have 4 asks.
That's right.
We're going to call them asks because that's what you're asking for. Yes? Have I figured that out?
We are asking, but at the same time, we're not asking, or we're not, promoting grand schemes or billion-dollar solutions. We're just asking, give the gift of water. Give the opportunity to many women and children, empower them to, take advantage of educational opportunities and for work, empower their economy as well. And I mean, for something just so basic, potentially you can actually break them from poverty for many, many generations to come. And with these asks, from as little as $450 one off, you're saving an entire community. And just as the hadith is, you save one life, it's as if you've saved all of humanity.
Correct.
Imagine saving hundreds, if not even thousands of lives. And when we go back to the idea of sadaqah, I mean, it's sadaqah extinguishes sin just as water extinguishes fire. So this is an opportunity that you just can't miss for yourself, for your family, your friends, or for the hereafter, inshallah.
So we can see there we have a number of options. We've got the subcontinent, we've got Asia, and we've got Africa.
Yes.
Allahumma barik. So that's showing Penny Appeal's fantastic efforts across the world. And as you touched on earlier, that there are obviously different expenses for different parts of the world, depending on access and availability and whatnot. So we started off with saying that one tube well in Sri Lanka is $450.
That's right.
One off, and you're looking at $37.50 per month.
Yep. So those are the basic asking prices, and they go up to 2 deep wells as well in Somalia, because why not double your rewards, inshallah? And these water wells have a lifetime of up to 30 years.
Wow.
So, I mean,
talk about sadaqah jariyah.
Honestly, it's just continuous, and again, you're saving the lives of an entire community. So with this, I mean, such an act, such a gift is so rewarded in Islam. So honestly, take this opportunity. You've got our contact number, 1300 347 947. Make your donations, or you can even visit pennyappeal.org.au/live for less than a cup of coffee every day, which is something that has been killing me over the last month. But alhamdulillah, I'm quite satisfied, because we have some incredibly generous brothers and sisters out there to help us, you know, use your small change to make a very, very big difference, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. So we're looking at tube wells. I can see tube wells and deep wells. Obviously, I'm assuming there's a difference between them.
So Somalia is basically a country with land so barren and so dry. These water wells in Somalia, like I said, actually have a lifetime of up to 30 years, and they dig a lot deeper as well. Whereas the wells in Sri Lanka and Asia, because there is a lot more access to water in the communities, they are a lot more affordable. However, I mean, when you're looking at the price points, there is no distinction between who is more in need or anything like that. I mean, every brother and sister is just as deserving of something that they have the right to. Again, a basic necessity that we do take for granted. So help today, pennyappeal.org.au/live.
And we've had the Mashayikh tell us on Clue TV on previous shows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the wealthy and the comfortable and the rich, and within their wealth Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed a responsibility of sharing it with the poor, sharing it with the less fortunate, and sharing it with the needy. So that's the appeal tonight, inshallah, the penny appeal.
That's right.
I was just waiting for an opportunity to say that. So take advantage of the opportunity tonight. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for what you've done so far in Ramadan. We're running out of days. If we're looking at the 27th, there are announcements already that Eid's going to be on Sunday. So you've got 27, 28, 29, 3 days of Ramadan left, 3 days to accumulate your rewards, 3 days to invest. We're giving you an opportunity tonight. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, give you the opportunity to worship tonight, to earn the amazing reward of 1,000 months in prayer and 1,000 nights in sadaqah. And as Sister Jasmine mentioned earlier, an opportunity to feed 1,000, to give water to 1,000, to build 1,000 water wells collectively. The details are there on the screen. So work with us, inshallah. Let's cooperate on the good. Your brothers and sisters are anticipating this help and support. Call the number 1300 347 947. As we said, we're going to keep repeating the website, pennyappeal.org.au/live. If you want to go in there and you want to browse and have a look at the projects, look at the photos. We all love photos. We love to look at videos.
Plenty of photos and videos there, all to, you know, our advantage as well. We're constantly on our socials. If we get a lot of messages on our socials as well regarding the price points, and I mean, something like this is incredibly affordable. So we keep reiterating, you know, take this opportunity on what could be the most miraculous, most powerful night to eradicate disease, to stop the nightmare that it is to be walking for hours barefoot under the heat of the sun every single day, just to get something so basic and necessary for as little as $1.50 a day. So donate one well, donate 6 wells in Asia for only 3,300, a one-off payment. That again is 3,300, only $275 per month. I mean, much less than, you know, a tank of fuel
and
on a fortnight.
I have to say, Diana, I'm pleased to have a Penny Appeal Australia member such as yourself on the program tonight. Basically, we're going to reverse the equation, preaching what you practice.
Yes.
Instead of the other way around, you know? So we're not saying we're going to do. You've been on the ground.
I've been on the ground.
In my research on the pennyappeal.org/live.org.au, website. I've had a look at the projects, I've had a look at the work, the videos, the photos. I've seen you in some of them, I've seen Jasmine in some, and we're still going to have inshallah Sarab and Julianne on the set as well. So you've been there, you know, you've done this work yourself.
Absolutely,
And it's easy to see, oh look, someone's in Africa, you know, or someone's in Sri Lanka, or someone's helping out, you know, but this takes planning, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes funding.
Not just physical effort or funding, emotional effort. This
Wow.
is, I can't even, I mean, I just kind of get all giddy and
Goosebumps.
everything. Yeah, just remembering the past experiences again in Africa. I mean, just even when they our hosts, would come up to us to wash our hands before we eat, I completely forgot that this was the only source of water that they had
Wow.
for the entire day. So, I mean, even with my colleague Dina, who I went with, we both panicked, you know, just really scrubbing our hands. So more recently, my colleagues Jasmine and also Sarab and our Penny Appeal ambassador Julianne, they recently came back from the ground in Sri Lanka. They were on the ground, they witnessed all the projects in action, they helped with the water wells, they met with the local communities. You're about to meet them soon, but I mean, again, nothing scripted, nothing rehearsed. We preach and we practice. It's, yeah.
And look, we're going to tell the viewers, there's a segment in tonight's show, inshallah, we're going to promote Team Orange.
Yes.
We're going to explain to them how they can help and how can they can physically be a part of the Team Orange. It's not very difficult, and perhaps they'll find themselves on a plane one day doing the hard yakka, the tough work, and as you said, it's physically demanding, it's emotionally demanding, it's anything.
In your own name, donate it in the name of a loved one or someone who you love that was very close to you who had passed away, so inshallah they can reap the rewards in the hereafter, inshallah.
And guys, let's get creative, inshallah. You may want to donate as an individual, you may want to donate as a couple, may donate as the boys or the girls, you may want to donate as an organisation or an institution, you may want to donate as a business. It's all there. You can pick your flavour, you can pick your item, you can pick one of the asks and you can donate generously, inshallah. I believe we have another awesome promotional video showcasing the awesome work of Penny Appeal Australia. So Control, you can take it from here.
Thank you so much to the generous donors out there who have helped us build and provide safe and clean drinking water in the form of water wells for a lot of the locals around here who are still currently suffering from the aftermaths of the tsunami that hit in 2004.
For the last 13 years, they've been drinking open air, contaminated drinking water. That's all that's been available.
You will literally see fish swimming in here.
For most of them, that's all that they've known their entire life.
And you guys have helped change that by providing water wells.
But right here, we've got the newer hand pumps. It's safer, you can't fall into it. You've got cleaner water.
And now they're able to bathe, drink the water, and it's just so beautiful to see them enjoying it. There's still so many more people here that need it just as much, and you can help by donating at pennyappeal.org.
Assalamu alaikum guys, it's Jasmine back on set with you. I've got Sarib and Julianne. We've kicked Muhammad and Diana off set because I wanted to introduce to you our Team Orange lead Sarib, and I wanted to introduce our ambassador Julianne. Say hi guys.
Welcome guys. Hope everyone is well today. How are you today, Jasmine?
Alhamdulillah, I'm okay. I'm pretty excited.
Excited to make a change in the world?
We're excited to make a change in the world. That's
Awesome.
what we're doing.
And how are we going to do it?
You tell us, Sarib. I want you to tell the viewers how we're going to make that change.
Okay, so guys, tonight we're going to be trying to build as many wells as we can for communities that need it. This is in Africa. We have a lot of projects in the Middle East, but also Asia. And it doesn't require, you'll realize it doesn't require a lot to even just build a well. and you realize that like one water well can actually change the lives of so many communities. It can educate children, it can empower communities, you're relieving the hardships of so many families, all by something which is like what I have in my hand right now. Just, water, clean water. And it doesn't take too much. You would know that, Jazz, from being in Sri Lanka with me, and Julianne, you were also there. Yeah. So tell us about your trip, Jasmine.
You know what, we're going to talk about our trip in a minute, but I just want to say, Sarim, just for everyone at home, this is super funny. It's our first time on camera. Sarim, that's your camera right there.
Sorry guys, I'm just camera shy sometimes, if you can't tell.
He's not camera shy, guys.
Okay, so the camera is right there, just
that's
to clarify.
Right
okay,
there.
Cool, I was talking to two other cameras here.
He's a little bit nervous, but you can make him feel very, very comfortable. All you need to do is call
1300-347-947 and donate a well.
Yeah, to what website?
pennypeel.org.au. You would hear me saying it all the time, I'm sure, in my piece of cameras, all over Sri Lanka. But yeah, anyway, so you're going to tell us about your trip now?
We are going to talk about our trip. We took this trip to Sri Lanka in December. We spent an entire week there. The program was to visit all of the water wells that you guys helped us build. We had about 400 wells that we had on schedule just to kind of visit, but because we were there for just such a short amount of time, there was no way in the world that we were able to cover it. But what we were able to see were the ones that you kind of saw in the video that was just on before we came onto our segment. So we visited those wells. It's $450 to build one of those wells in Sri Lanka, and you'll be able to provide an entire community with safe and clean drinking water. And what they could use that for is to grow crops, to cook, to bathe, to drink. So yeah, before we touch on that, I just want to quickly switch over to Jules, and I want Jules to kind of tell us just a little bit about how she came on board with us as an ambassador. And then we can go straight into our trip to Sri Lanka, because that was one of the first things that we spoke about the first time, right?
Yeah. So I've been an ambassador for around a year now. I joined it up last Ramadan, and we had the Feed Our World program, and then I was fortunate enough to go on the thirst relief trip to Sri Lanka. If anyone knows me, they know that I love water, so that was a really big thing for me. It was very special, and especially being my first humanitarian trip, and it definitely was one to remember. And it was such a blessing to be able to go there and see what you've all made possible by providing clean water for people. And for me, the focus was the kids and the difference it made for them. Children are very close to my heart, so you got a bit emotional on that trip, right? There were so many moments I remember that we were in the field, and I think no matter how much you prepare for going overseas, and I think there are so many people that actually see or say that they want to go and do a field trip visit, or they want to go and implement these projects themselves and actually see. But no matter how much you prepare, once you get there, there is nothing that can prepare you for what it is that you see. It's a massive culture shock. There's you visit these people, and they don't live in the same houses that we live in. They don't walk to the kitchen and switch on a tap and have alhamdulillah the blessing of running water, clean running water coming from their taps. They're unable to bathe in a shower. Majority of them don't have showers to bathe in, so they bathe out like in like an open shower that's built specifically outside. So it's very different from what we're used to, which is, I think, one of the conversations that you and I had before you went to the field, right? We sat down and we spoke about what it is that you would see, how different it would be. Do you think that conversation prepared you for what you were going to see, or do you think that when you still got there was still like a little bit of a shock when we actually went out visiting these projects? Yeah, there was definitely a shock. I don't think anything can prepare you. You have expectations in a way of what you think it may be like, and at first, being there, it was a lot to adjust to. And then it was when we were going to visit more beneficiaries, and then seeing them out there in the scorching heat. It's really hot in Sri Lanka, and then you just see the way that they live, and then it hit me at one point, and I got really emotional, because the thing is, they have access to water, but it's not clean. And the tsunami in 2004 washed through all of their open wells and contaminated the water. And what really got to me was when, just reflecting as I'm hearing the stories of the families, is that for the children, for a lot of them, that's all that they had been drinking their entire life. That's right. This contaminated, dirty water that is risking their lives, that so many people die from. And yeah, that was when it really got to me, and you saw me break down.
I can see you getting emotional now just thinking about it.
It's amazing to know that just by giving water, like you said, water provides so much more than just to be drinking. So whether it's making wudu, you're also, by you providing a well, you're also reaping the rewards from it, which is so amazing.
Absolutely.
That you can be getting that.
And they can do that. Our donors can do that right now. Whoever's watching, you guys can build a well. You can reap those rewards tonight, inshallah, on what is Laylatul Qadr by visiting pennyappeal.org.au/live or calling 1300 347 947. We have an entire call center set up with our donor care team taking your phone calls at the moment. We're building wells all around the world. So we're starting with deep wells in Africa, specifically in Somalia, and it costs $6,000 to build one of those wells. So I would ask, inshallah, if you have a group of 12 friends, get 12 of them together, and it costs, if you're going to split it monthly, $1,000 per month, so you guys can take turns on who pays them off, and then you're able to build 2 wells, which can provide 2 wells to entire communities that benefit not just hundreds but thousands, because those wells are massive and they have a huge reach. And then obviously we're working across Southeast Asia, so in countries like Nepal, Pakistan, India and Bangladesh, we're building those water wells. And then Sri Lanka, which is where we visited. And how much does it cost to build a well in that country?
$450.
$450.
Yeah.
I just want to just remind you guys, even like, the communities that we've visited who don't have clean water, like, you guys, by actually even donating a water well, you're actually making the impossible possible. How so? So many communities they have to walk like 5 kilometers or 5 hours, right?
Yeah,
5 hours just to get like some water. That water is not even guaranteed to be clean. Now, Julia and Jasmine, like imagine you guys are like, even if you're using the bathroom when you walk out, imagine washing your dirty hands with dirty water.
That's
or
right.
imagine boiling your rice with dirty water. I'm sure we wouldn't want to do that in a first world. And then when you're living in a third world, you don't have too many clothes like all the time as well. So if you're walking, out of the bathroom, you're wiping your hands on your clothes and stuff, your clothes are getting dirty too. And how long can you wear those same clothes for? Because we use the bathroom quite a lot in even a week. And then you don't have too many clothes to change into. So it's a struggle in so many ways.
That's right.
Like I remember even like when we were in Sri Lanka, we saw the water wells. They literally had fish in them, tadpoles in them. We saw some people scooping water, like a glass of water from like
That's
muddy
right.
puddles.
Yeah.
And we had like stray dogs running around peeing in those puddles as well.
And
So
also drinking from the same puddles.
Exactly.
Like
it's contaminated water. And we also met a family who like was drinking from the same water well for 13 years, like that same contaminated water. There was debris, the wells were just contaminated. And I think, it's a ridiculous reality that they actually have to drink that dirty water every single day, whilst, it's so easy for me, again, just to get a bottle of water.
That's right.
So
even if you didn't have that bottle of water in your hand, it's as simple as walking over to the kitchen,
yeah, like 2 minutes.
Opening a tap. Some of us in our houses have like filtered kind of systems that we just kind of press the button and then clean water kind of comes out. It's literally just at a flick of a tap or a press of a button, and then we have access to safe and clean drinking water.
Literally.
These guys have to walk hours in 40-degree heat just to kind of get access to water. Sometimes it isn't even clean. What we're trying to do here today is give you the opportunity to provide access to safe and clean drinking water in their communities, literally just down the road. Some of them have them on the farms and the plots that they actually work in, which makes it easier for them to bathe, for them to cook, for them to drink, for them to grow their crops, which plays a pivotal part in actually lifting them out of that cycle of poverty. So water is one of life's most basic necessities.
And I'm sure there are a lot of viewers out there who relate to me when I say that, like, in the middle of the night when we want a glass of water, we're too lazy to even just walk to the kitchen or walk downstairs.
You have that bottle of water right next to you.
Literally, I always keep a bottle of water next to me because I'm so lazy. There are families out there that have to walk 5 hours to get it. Forget that. What about education? What about all our schools? In Sri Lanka, we've met so many families who, their children had to drop out of school just to go and fetch clean water. They were always worrying about, where the next, even couple of glasses of clean water would come from.
Right?
Literally, and not even that, the kids that actually can go to school because they have water, which is not clean, it's dirty. Like imagine like they're literally getting through class, like struggling to get through every day because their stomachs are churning and rumbling from drinking diseased, dirty water. Like that's a struggle itself for those that actually have some water, you know, like to get through school. So it affects your education. And then when kids drop out because they can't get through school or they can't even access like education because they're fetching buckets of water, like you're seeing communities that are stuck in a cycle of poverty that can't even break out of it. And that's what Penny Peel's job is, right? To break them out of the cycle of poverty, get them water wells so then they can educate themselves, you know, get qualified, get some jobs, get some employment, and actually provide for their family. You can do that whether you even contribute a little bit, just a brick of a well, or you get, you know, like a whole lot of you guys to actually just contribute a few bricks of a well, pitch in $450 for a well in Sri Lanka. That's $37.50 per month. Or you can build one in Africa, you can build one in Bangladesh, Pakistan, even in the name of like a loved one.
That's right.
Who may have passed away, for Sadaqah Jariyah, her name.
And this would be the best night to do it,
Literally.
right, Sarab?
And you're benefiting, so not only is it Sadaqah Jariyah, if you catch Laylatul Qadr, you're getting the rewards of 83 years, inshallah. Not even that, but like you're not only benefiting yourself or, you know, whoever's name you build the well in because they're getting the rewards of your Sadaqah Jariyah, but you're also lifting communities out of the cycle of poverty. Like what can be better, you know? And it's all with Penny Appeal, it's actually like something I've noticed, like it's charitable giving is actually affordable and rewardable because it doesn't take too much to actually make a change.
That's right.
$450 is, you know, even if you divide it, like you do a monthly rate, $37.50.
Well, you see it on the screen, right? Sarab, so guys, on your screen, there are different giving levels that start at $12,000 because what we're trying to do is obviously encourage you guys to not obviously give as much as you possibly can, specifically during the month of Ramadan because it's the best time to give, but also make the greater the impact, the better it is. So we're starting it off at $12,000 for 2 deep wells. You call 1300-347-947 or visit pennyappeal.org.au/live. And then from there is literally we've cut that you know, in more than half. It goes down to $3,300 and you're building 6 wells in different countries. You can pick either the one country or more than one country and just kind of separate that across, you know. And then from there we move down to just one well at $550 in one of the countries, either India, Bangladesh, Nepal. What other countries are we building in? Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Did you cover Pakistan?
I didn't cover Pakistan.
How dare you? Come on, man. Like, you forgot my country. You know what I'm doing? I'm getting like my groups of friends. Like, you know, if I have a group of boys,
that's right,
like 9 of them, I'm getting them all to just chip in like $57 of their zakat. You know, and everyone's coming together. That's one well right there. And then what we do is like we have a name that we can put on the plaque. So it's just for the memories because
so like a group name, or you putting them? You can put multiple names as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
my family and I
we put in our group name, and like what is going to happen is we're going to get a well report with a photo of the well as well in the plaque.
Yep.
So then it's like for the memories, like your group actually, you know, made a difference, but it's something we did together. Not only that, but like, you know, it's 100% zakat policy. So every penny goes to the project, to building a well on the ground.
That's right. That's right. We covered that. Sarab actually touched on a really important point. So we don't just one, I want to visit what you said earlier. You said that Penny Appeal's job. So you're 100% right, but I just want to kind of make a slight correction. It isn't just Penny Appeal's job. What we do is we work on your behalf. You guys are the ones that make the change. Your generosity is what makes everything that we do possible. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to do what it is that we do. We actually work to serve those that are out there in the field, and then also you guys. So you're basically like one of our employers, but the main one is obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we work for him, inshallah. And on this night, we're here to kind of encourage you to invest, obviously, in your sadaqah and in your akhirah on what could potentially be Laylatul Qadr. And then one more thing also that you mentioned, the water well reports. So we don't just go in there and build and then you never hear from us again. What we do is we update you on that process. So as soon as you make your donation, you'll get a notification from our team saying that this has been received, inshallah. And then from there, we let you guys know what the progress of that well is. And then you'll receive a report straight after that well is built with pictures of that report. Inshallah, if we can provide a video, depending on what country is in, we'll be able to provide that as well, including some statistics on how many people you've helped benefit. Not Penny Appeal, but you. You're not giving to us, you're giving to those in the field. All we're doing is making that possible. That's it. So tell us, Sarib, if you can, just a little bit more about, I want to hear, give me a moment that kind of still resonates with you now, like from the field, from that trip to Sri Lanka. One of those moments that you just kind of feel like, I walked away and this is something that I will never forget in my life. I'm pretty sure the whole experience was like that, but there's got to be someone that you met.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
There were quite a few moments. There was one where we were actually visiting a village. I'm sure you remember. We had all these, because Trincomalee, where we were in Sri Lanka, there's a lot of women-headed families who are struggling to make ends meet. It was subject to about 40 years of civil war. So, yeah, a lot of families are women-headed. They're run by like very strong women who have made so many sacrifices for their children, just to, it's like a struggle. You don't have clean water, you need to actually fetch clean water, but then you also every mother there wanted her child to be educated. So it actually reminded me a lot of like the sacrifices that my mother has made, because we were sitting in a village that was voicing its concerns to us, and they were talking about how desperate they are for their children to actually like get an education, but they just can't because they don't have clean water. So I think that moment really hit me, because I could see so many mothers, sacrificing so much for their children just to make a better future for them and provide that. Reminds me of my mom as well, who has sacrificed a lot to kind of, make sure that like me and my siblings actually have a bright future. So I guess that moment really hit me. But yeah, like I think it just hit me as well. I drove home, like, because I always heard about education and water, and like I didn't understand the relevance, but I think that's what really hit me. Another moment that hit me was definitely when I saw how dirty the water wells were. How they would scoop water from like muddy puddles. So just
So what we want to do, I love that memory, because I remember I was right there with you, throughout that entire journey. But I also remember the moment where you, Julianne, you kind of had that emotional moment. I think it was at the house that we went and visited with the older gentleman that had all of his kids, and they had access to kind of that well that had been completely destroyed by that tsunami. So just kind of in a minute, before we kind of wrap up this segment, let us know just how you felt in that moment, and then obviously what it means to be able to be part of the process in providing them safe and clean drinking water.
So, of course, like you said, it was quite overwhelming to see it, but then also it's so beautiful to know the difference that you can make by giving them the water. What I loved most was being able to actually play with the kids, playing like 10 Cheeky Monkeys. You see them with their books and actually getting an education at their home, because they don't have to spend time going out to fetch the water. And knowing some of the older boys as well, he'd been able to get a somewhat university education just through the difference that the water was bringing them. So it's saddening in one hand, but then it's also
rewarding.
It's so rewarding, and to know that that you can give that just through water is honestly the best gift ever. And sorry, I'm just like,
it's okay,
trying to like reflect on stuff. But yeah, it's incredible to know that water can bring so much more than just a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And like Sari was saying, that they don't have to spend time going to fetch the water for education. Even just within, correct me if I'm wrong, could they even provide or request it to be within a school setting so that you could have a water well there?
Yeah.
So even that, you've got schools there that didn't have, that's also part of the experience of going over there, is to be able to see who needs, based on a needs assessment, to see what communities needed it, and to also know that one household that had a well within their home was able to actually provide for their neighbouring community. And it's really loving there. They're so content with what they have, and it's so beautiful and eye-opening to be able to see that and appreciate even more so the blessing of water. I mean, we have cold water, hot water. It's just cold water there, but for them, it's literally saving people's lives just by giving that water.
Yeah. And we encourage you to do that, obviously in the month of Ramadan, inshallah, to reap and maximize on those rewards, on what could be, inshallah, the night of power, Laylatul Qadr. All you need to do is visit pennyappeal.org.au/live or call us on 1300 347 947 to make that donation. Build that well today, and help us reach thousands of people on the night that's better than 1,000 months. We're gonna switch over, inshallah, to Quran recitation by Brother Osman Bustanji. So stay with us, inshallah. We'll be right back.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابثين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا إنا أنذرناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Firstly, I would like to thank Jasmine, Julianne and Sarah for sharing their experiences on the ground in Sri Lanka to build many water wells, and for something to hear, to experience as well, particularly on a night of such power, of such miracle, I guess you can say. We're incredibly privileged, and of course, this is something so important. I mean, many of the staff have actually been on the ground, and once again, we do practice what we preach. If anything, we actually preach what we practice in that regard. When we say that you can save a life and save all of humanity, we mean it because this is your sadaqah jariyah, inshallah. You, with your small change, can make a huge difference. So our number is on the screen. 1300 347 947. You can save an entire community for as little as $1.50 a day, just by something so natural and so necessary as well. You can also visit our website pennyappeal.org.au/live to make your donations. Inshallah, you are all blessed and rewarded abundantly. 2020 has been an interesting year so far, and many members of the Muslim community, or if anything, the Muslim community in general, were very worried about what Ramadan, or what 2020 Ramadan would bring for each of us. And we're now in a time where the Muslim community, it's really important to keep in touch with traditional knowledge and service as well during these dark times. And these changing times have actually resulted in such a lack of understanding of one's personal and even spiritual faith as well, and there's more of an emotional or spiritual disconnection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we are so blessed and so fortunate to be able to see another Ramadan, and although we are apart, we are closer together in this year more than ever before. And Penny Appeal Australia is very lucky to be working with many local organisations in Australia and abroad, where we try to uphold the most important and basic tenets of the Islamic faith, including charitable giving, but also working with members of the wider community regardless of one's faith, background, creed or beliefs. We are an inclusive organisation. We are proud, we are proudly Australian, but we are also confidently Muslim. And this Ramadan, inshallah, we are going to come together stronger than ever and make a huge difference in the world. Going back on working with many other organisations, there is one in particular that is currently helping us push one of our many campaigns. And Mizan Avenue endeavours to create a welcoming space for members of the Muslim community through a holistic approach, you can say, to promote inclusivity, and also to those who are searching for more of a spiritual uplift as well. Many renowned scholars, very, very inclusive space, and more of a home, if anything. And I'm very proud and very humbled to be joined by one of our key staff from Mizan. We've got Abdi Malik Osman. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
So firstly, I mean, again, I'm delighted to be inviting you here tonight on one of the most important nights in the Islamic calendar as well. Firstly, what more can you tell us about Mizan Avenue?
Alhamdulillah. So Mizan's been around for a couple of years now. We've been essentially creating programs and creating a platform for a lot of our local teachers and international teachers, creating an inclusive space, a holistic space where people can learn and creating a sense of community of seekers of knowledge, individuals that can go back and, can contribute to society in a positive way, having the energy and the spirit of our religion back in the man, going there, as you beautifully put it, being confident Muslims. As they contribute to society, whether it's in in legal practices, whether it's in sports, whatever it may be, that they have that spiritual foundation and that spiritual energy to give, inshallah.
With the amazing work and programs that your organisation run, this is something that Penny Appeal really wanted to jump on board with, and also in particular when it comes to charitable acts like the development or the construction of water wells around the world. Why did Mizan choose to work with Penny Appeal in particular?
I think for a number of reasons. One in particular, I think if you see the work that Penny Appeal is doing, the work that's put out there, you can see the energy of Penny Appeal is very, mashallah, very youthful. And something that we're drawn to as well, being a very young organisation ourselves. And I think it's a charity that's beyond just doing charity. It's also a charity, an organisation that's developing communities, both locally and abroad. And so for us, it was a no-brainer to partner with such a young and beautiful organisation with the work that you guys are doing. And then I think naturally, when you are doing partnerships, you're also looking at the kind of work that's been done both locally and internationally, and so the reputation of Penny Appeal, mashallah, is absolutely incredible. So it was a natural fit for our organisation.
Alhamdulillah, and the feeling is definitely mutual. And particularly on a night like this, to be working together, to be collaborating on such an important cause, particularly even when it comes to thirst relief or even the sponsorship of orphans. Charitable giving is so important. We have our 5 pillars of Islam. We each try to the best of our abilities to follow each of them. But of course, they all work with one another.
Absolutely.
Because without any of them, or not without any of them, but collectively, they actually build the groundwork.
Definitely.
In everything that we do, in every decision that we make, just basically paves the way for a comfortable and blessed and very privileged life as well, alhamdulillah. Why do you think what do you think the importance of Sadaqah Jariyah is for Laylatul Qadr? What's the significance of that?
I think you've touched on, the 5 pillars of our deen, and I think if you look at it very closely, there's a key theme that sticks out from all 5, and that's sacrifice. As we pray our 5 daily prayers throughout the day, we're sacrificing our time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That we could be doing so many other things, but we're sacrificing those 5-10 minutes to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then you've got zakat. You're sacrificing a part of your income, seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reward, seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, knowing that we're all sinners, we are people who fall short, and so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created all these mechanisms for us.
I can't speak for you right now.
But it's definitely that sacrifice is a key theme. And then I think if you look at it as well, like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that catching the night of Laylatul Qadr is equivalent to 1,000 months. I think for me, when I look at that verse or I look at that, I was like, why is it so specific to 1,000? Why is it such a powerful night? And for me, one thing that sticks out is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He's giving us all these opportunities to catch such a special night, to make up for all those years that we've fallen short. So inshallah we can catch it tonight, bi'idhnillah.
Inshallah. And of course, assalamu alaikum. Thank you to anyone who has just recently joined us. I am joined with Malik Osman from Mizan Avenue, who will be working with Penny Appeal, inshallah, to make a huge difference in the world, bi'idhnillah. Of course, if you have just joined us, you can make your charitable contribution tonight on what could possibly be the most powerful night in Ramadan, inshallah. You can make your donations at pennyappeal.org.au/live, or you can contact our donor care team right now on 1300 347 947. Malik, earlier today we were delighted to catch up with Dr. Gilan to discuss the importance of zakat during Ramadan, and just also the importance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places on sadaqah and zakat, as they are mentioned over and over in the Quran and in prophetic tradition. While there are many worthwhile Islamic causes in the Muslim world today, we must continue to support those who are committed to preserving Islam as our faith and in our way of life as well, particularly in the when facing drought or famine or in many cases starvation. So with our team, we would love to show you guys our live call that we had this morning with Dr. Gilan. Enjoy, and here are some of his pearls of wisdom.
Dr. Hilali, Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for coming online with us this morning.
Barakallahu feekum for the invite.
Most welcome. We're just going to get straight to it. So, I mean, Ramadan has been very different for the Muslim community in general. I mean, loneliness and isolation during Ramadan were common feelings this year, and if anything, it was quite feared by the Muslim community. And with that, the community actually reminded one another to remain united and in solidarity with one another. So rather than what's described or what is described as a social phenomenon, you said that this is actually a great opportunity and a month of seclusion with our Lord. Tell us more about that.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. The interesting thing about Ramadan, and I believe we're recording this, in the latter 10 parts, the latter 10 is which everybody's seeking Laylatul Qadr, the night of the divine decree. And if you look at the advent of the religion itself, when did it begin with the beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam? It began in the month of Ramadan. Many are of the opinion that actually the Quran was descended on the 17th of Ramadan, and it descended upon the beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam while he was in a state of seclusion. He was in Ghar Hira, the cave of Hira, by himself, contemplating, engaging in what's called tahannuth. We don't know exactly the specific acts that he ﷺ was engaged in, but he was trying to connect with his Lord and reflect upon the immensity of creation and the glory of his Lord. And he did that at a time when the society at large was engaged in basically everything that would take them away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And many of us are familiar with the talk about the materialism, how it's an individualistic society. Everybody's trying to get as much as they can while they're here, to the detriment of the rest of society. So I found it really interesting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this opportunity. One of the things that I was talking about with my beloved wife a couple of days ago was just reflecting on how often Muslims like to focus on verses in the Quran that talk about hardship. And I don't know, I just find that really interesting and a bit strange to me anyways, because I find myself gravitating towards the Jamali aspect of the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about all these blessings that he's giving us. And so I look at Ramadan, I'm like, wow, subhanAllah, Allah gave us an opportunity to really experience what the beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam was experiencing at the advent of the beginning of this religion. You know, we all talk about all this individualism and all this materialism and lack of spirituality. And Allah has given us this time to go, well, this is what your beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doing when this religion began. And the very first verses that were revealed were Iqra, read. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this opportunity to basically connect in that way with the beloved ﷺ and with the religion itself. And so there are really two ways that you can look at anything in life, not just Ramadan. You know, whatever situation that you're in, you can look at the things that you feel like you've been deprived of, or you can look at the things that you've been granted. Because with every hardship, with every deprivation that you have, there is something that comes along with it that you can take advantage of, that you can benefit from. So that's really what that came out of, you know, talking about what Ramadan is about. It's the literally the first Ramadan for us, you know, as a community over the past, you know, however many centuries, where we all experienced this really strange situation where we all have to be at home by ourselves with just our families. I mean, he ﷺ had who? His servant Khadija radiallahu anha would just send them up with some food to Ghar Hira. And that was the experience that they had. So for me, it's like, wow, let us experience that level of connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and just try to imagine how he was experiencing at the beginning of Islam. And it's almost like a return for us to that real pure beginning of it, where it's just you and your Lord. And when you have Allah, I mean, if you're with everybody and you don't have Allah, you will be the loneliest person in existence. But if you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and nobody's with you, khalas, it's done. You don't really care. You're not even paying attention. So that's really what I was trying to get at with that.
Subhanallah. Malik?
Yeah, just to extend on that, I think I remember having a conversation with you and what you just mentioned now, in terms of the two ways that we can go about it, looking at essentially the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or looking at the verses on fear and difficulty. I think one of the questions that I would want to pose, like, I think as a Muslim, we're supposed to see, we're supposed to see everything through, the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what's a name that really stands out for you throughout this month of Ramadan, a name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
Oh, wow. Subhanallah. I've been reflecting a lot on a name that I just actually put up on my Instagram account, because I've been doing this ongoing commentary on the names of Allah. And the last name that I just put up was Al-Majid. And Al-Majid is the glorious. And if you look at what our scholars say about that name, it's basically the one who has the total exaltation and nobility, combined with vast bounties of mercy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us. And so the more you reflect on our station as human beings in the world and the things that we've been given, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala literally tells us in the Quran that He's made taskhir. He has subjugated the entire creation for us. And so as I look at it, and I look at our condition as human beings, and then I look at my own particular situation specifically, and just reflect on all the bounties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, Ramadan is this time that it's no secret, anybody who follows my work knows that I struggle with this month personally, because I don't feel like I'm made up for fasting and doing that. But subhanallah, when I reflect on the things that I deprive myself of for the sake of Allah during the daytime, it really hones in my focus on all of these blessings that I just take for granted for the other 11 months. And so my struggle, I try to turn it into a gratitude, in the sense of, subhanallah, Al-Majid has exalted us and subjugated everything for us, and gave us this glory over the rest of creation, which can only be realized when we submit to Him, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَلَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ, when you're thankful, I will increase you. So we take this month, we deprive ourselves, we reflect on the subjugation of everything to us, and all the blessings that we've taken for granted for the other 11 months. And as you do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates you and gives you this majd, this nobility over everything else. So that's the name that I've been thinking about recently.
It's interesting, mashallah. With that, I mean, like you said earlier, we are in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, and potentially tonight could be one of the most powerful in the year. Of course, it's recommended that charity is distributed across these 10 nights to take advantage of the blessings that we could possibly reap. But with that, I mean, going back on the conversation of loneliness and isolation, how can zakat, the act of charitable giving, cultivate this lost sense of belonging in society and maintain a sustainable state of subservience on a collective or rather societal level.
Subhanallah, there's a verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You will not achieve this spiritual excellence until you spend from that which you love. And I think one of the ways that we have to reflect on giving is that not to make it a mindless process. You have to reflect on what you're giving, and it has to be of an amount that is significant enough to give you a little bit of a pinch. This is something that it's not something that you could just cast away. It gives you a bit of a pinch, egotistically at least, that you feel like, this is something that I feel like I need. As you do that, you recognize that you're doing that because there's someone else who you're being a means, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using you as a means to bring his sustenance to that person. And so you become this kind of connecting means between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the sustenance to that individual. And in doing so, you actually become in service, in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in service to another creation of his. And as you do that, you reflect on, it's really good for people to, one of the problems that I have with technology is that it removes us from, it has the potential to removing us from really seeing the impact of things that we do. Or if you're deliberate and conscious about it, you can see the impact that you're doing. So with the organizations like Penny Appeal, for example, it's good to know, like, all right, I'm giving this money and it is going to these people. And this is how it is impacting all of these lives. And as you do that, you say, oh Allah, like you made me a means. First of all, show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he has chosen you out of 6 billion people or 7 billion people, however many billion. It's kind of interesting how they count these things, but however many billions of people on the planet, you were chosen amongst a few to be someone who's going to be a source of delivering something to someone who's in need. And to reflect on that, creating this connection in this world, so that in the next world, when we all come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we're searching for that one little thing that we've done so that we can be saved, imagine having somebody that you connected with in this world through the act of charity, coming to your aid and giving you their charity of shafa'ah, which would be much more immense than anything you would have given them materially in this world. So it has to be this kind of conscious, deliberate, like I'm doing this to connect with everybody. And this is what it really means to have an ummah. The word ummah itself, it shares the same letters as which is mother. And mother has the womb from which we all come through, and we connect as siblings, brothers and sisters. So for us to connect as an ummah, and by ummah, I mean it in the most expansive term, ummatul da'wah and ummatul istijaba, which really entails the entirety of humanity, regardless of their creeds. This is our religion. This is the beauty of our religion. It encompasses everybody. And we don't discriminate in that sense that, oh, you're a disbeliever, but you're in misfortune. I'm not going to do anything for you. We're here for an-nas. Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas. We've been brought over for the people. And so the acts of charity should be in that way. I would recommend that, or encourage everybody to just be conscious when you're giving your money, giving your resources. Do enough of it that you feel that, I wish I this is something now that's pinching me in my ego a little bit. And only then will you actually, once you do it, you'll start to see the effect of it.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for taking your time this morning to speak to us. Jazakallah khair. And of course, Ramadan Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Sarab.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, it's Diana here from Penny Appeal Australia.
Hey guys, my name is Razine and I'm with Penny Appeal Australia.
Salam everyone, I'm Latifa.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Yuku.
Hi guys, this is Hannah.
We know these are uncertain times, and we're probably all wondering what tomorrow will look like.
We might not have the answer to that.
But what we do know is that you're not alone in this.
There are still people here and abroad that need our help more than ever.
Now is the time to support one another.
Now is the time to help.
Just because we are far apart,
It doesn't mean we're not in this together.
this Ramadan, we are here for you.
This Ramadan, we are in this together.
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 Small change.
Small change.
Small change.
Small change.
Small change. Small change.
Small change.
Small change.
Big difference.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of our viewers who are just joining us tonight. My name is Diana Hadid and thank you for joining us to our first ever live fundraiser on what could be the most powerful and miraculous night in Ramadan, inshallah. Tonight is all about your sadaqah jariyah. I mean, it says that when a person dies, all their deeds except for 3, which are continuing charity, beneficial knowledge and a child who prays for them, it's something that continues on in the hereafter. And this Ramadan, we want to give our sadaqah jariyah to projects that will continue on for many, many generations to come, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to your small change making a very, very big difference. You can see the asks on the screen. You can build an entire water well in Sri Lanka for as little as $450, just a one-off payment, or less than less than a cup of coffee for $1.50 every single day. You are providing the gift of water for many, many communities around the world, and for many years to come. You will be essentially pulling an entire community out of the cycle of poverty, inshallah. This is with your small change. And of course, you can call us. Our number is on the screen. It's 1300 347 947, or you can make your donation at pennyappeal.org.au/live. While you can donate 1 water well, you can donate 6 water wells in Asia. You can come together with your friends, your family, donate it in your name, donate it in the name of a loved one, or even anonymously. This is your sadaqah jariyah, inshallah, and may you reap the rewards and the blessings from now and the hereafter. Now, this is a very, very special segment, because for once I actually have the opportunity to give my big boss the 3rd degree. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad May. It's lovely to have you on tonight.
Wa alaikum assalam. I'm really excited to be here, and inshallah on this blessed night of Ramadan, may Allah's rewards and blessings be with all of those who have donated and those who are intending to donate, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you all your wishes in the remaining days of Ramadan.
Ameen, Ya Rab. And of course, Ramadan Mubarak, and inshallah, if this is the night, all of our deeds, all of our intentions will be rewarded immensely and times by 1,000, inshallah.
Exactly. 80 years of reward equivalent for every ibadah that is accepted today. So inshallah, we pray tonight is the night of Laylatul Qadr, and you benefit from this night, that whatever ibadah that you do, whether it's donating to charity, whether it's prayer, whether it's a smile to someone, smiling at someone, it's a charity as well, that it's accepted, and you gain that benefit of 80 years of worship, inshallah.
Ameen, Ya Rab. And of course, the best thing about it is that we're not doing it individually, we're doing it collectively, we're doing it as one ummah, and this is it. This is your chance, so this is not an opportunity to be missed. Now, Mohammed.
Yes, Diana.
Tell the world. I mean, I've been with Penny Appeal Australia for more than a year now, and I can tell you it's actually, well, in the last year, it's been an incredible journey. I mean, it's not something that I ever thought I would be able to experience in terms of the work that we'll be able to be doing collectively as a team, as a group. And this is all, you know, fi sabilillah, this is all for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're only the messengers for those, for yourselves. All the work that we do is all on your behalf.
100%.
What can you tell us about Penny Appeal in your own words?
Okay, so with Penny Appeal, as you can see, it's a very young organization. Not young in the sense that we're only 4 years old in Australia, but young in the sense that the staff, you know, most of our staff are less than 25 years old, I would think. Our volunteers range from 15 to 25 years as well. So it's a young, vibrant organization. The thing with Penny Appeal is we are appealing to the current generation. The important thing is that we are setting the foundations for the next generation of humanitarians like yourself, inshallah. And therefore, the approach we take to charity is very different compared to other charity organizations. We're not about the large sums of money. You know, as you mentioned earlier, our motto is small change, big difference. It's about making charity affordable to everyone and anyone. last year when we did our Qurban, I remember getting a call from one student or something, I think it was a student, who said, thank you for making Qurban affordable, because this is the first time that I can afford to make a Qurban. So this is where the difference lies with Penny Appeal, is appealing to the young, next generation of humanitarians out there, inshallah.
I mean, that's the one thing that attracted me the most about the organization, because subhanallah, I came across it. I didn't know much about it considering how young it was, but the one thing that I loved was the inclusiveness, because everyone was so young, and we are actually quite a young team.
Exactly.
I mean, our youngest member is, started at about 18, 21?
18, something like that, yeah.
God love you, Sarah. It's all good. We are a young team, but also with our volunteers as well. I love how motivated they are, and that's just something that just keeps us going.
That's the beauty, is to see the energy that the young, volunteers, and not only volunteers, people like yourself, we saw Jasmine earlier on, Sarib, bring to the organization. This is what drives the organization forward, because it's pretty much youth-led, and this is where the energy, the drive comes, and this is the beauty of the organization. And this makes me proud to be, the head of the organization, to have such a dynamic, passionate young team, because knowing the day I move on, that the organization will be in good hands, inshallah, that it will continue to serve the communities, those that are suffering globally for years to come.
Future leaders.
Exactly, that's what it's about. Future, like I said, it's with us, the way we make developing the organization and changing the structures, the systems, is for that next generation to come in and take it to new heights.
That's right. And I mean, with every other generation, I mean, there's been a different crisis at different times, or different time spans in the world, and everyone has different experiences. So no experience is the same. And of course, I mean, being so young and vibrant, we look to you as our mentors, and inshallah, well, I can't say that I'm too young, but the future generation of leaders can help make a massive change. But of course, we cannot do it without your support. So it's important to put in your donations. This is your Sadaqah Jariyah. We're trying to achieve this on your behalf, inshallah. So you can visit our website, pennyappeal.org.au, or you can even call our awesome donor care team who are constantly in the ball. You can give them a call on 1300 347 947.
Yeah, there's something I want to say. Like you mentioned a very pertinent point earlier on, saying that as an ummah we are one, right?
That's right.
And as Penny Appeal, we cannot do this work without the support of our donors.
That's right.
Not only that, our wonderful Team Orange volunteers as well. So it's all part of like a human body. We are one component of that body, but cannot function without the other components. So it's staff like yourself, like Jasmine, Sarib, and the rest of the team. Sorry guys if I didn't mention your names. It's not that there's just too many to mention, and then again our volunteers, and then those unsung volunteers we had now that were helping us during our COVID-19 response. I didn't meet them personally, but they played such an important part in helping us deliver essential aid to those that need it, So again, a big thank you to yourself, to Jasmine, to everyone, to all my staff there. It makes me proud to head this organization, knowing that I've got the likes of this team, and we've got this backing of the volunteers that helps us drive this organization and push us forward and keeps us motivated to do what we do. And naturally, again, our donors, thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan for your support. We've been just around for 4 years, and you've accepted us, trusted us with your donations, and please continue supporting us. As Tiana said, please call us on 1300 347 947. We've got our team of call center staff waiting to take your calls, or just pop onto our website at pennyappeal.org.au live, You can make a donation there if you don't wish to speak to anyone. And also bear in mind our donations are tax deductible, so there's another advantage there. But more importantly, it's for those people that we are here to serve, people that we may never know in our lives, but we pray that their du'as will be the door to our Jannah for us, inshallah.
Ameen, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for coming on.
No.
Thank you so much, and I'll be sure to see you in the office soon.
Oh yes, definitely. Next time roles will be reversed. Thank you, and jazakumullah khairan.
Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining us once again. Our contact number is 1300 347 947, or you can make your donations at pennyappeal.org.au/live. And before I leave you, we have a very special message from one of our partners in Uganda right to you. So stay tuned.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Adam Rajab, Director ECA Uganda. On behalf of ECA Uganda, I want to take this opportunity to thank Penny Appeal and more especially everyone who donated to Penny Appeal to support many causes. As you all know, 2020 already is 1 year that has come with a lot of issues. We were planning and organizing to do the Feed Our World program this year, but before we knew it, COVID-19 was here, and thank God, with your support, we were able to do intervention for more than 200 households, including refugees in a refugee settlement in Uganda, and this is in Rhino Camp. With your help, we were able to do awareness, we were able to do hygiene kits for these 200 families, but we also distributed hygiene kits and sanitizers to the army, prisons, and several health centers in Arua district, Koboko district, and in Rhino Camp. Remember, together we were all frontliners, in the fight against COVID-19. The pandemic is still here, so we need to be very careful. This having been said, then of course Ramadan came, and we now distributed Feed Our World. ECA Uganda, with your support, with your help, we did Feed Our World for 600 households. Let me tell you what that means. Let me tell you what your support has done to these people. Because 600 households translates to about 4,800 individuals, and with at least 15 to 20 days meals, this translates to 105,000 meals. Thank you so much, Penny Appeal, and everybody who donated out there to this cause. Now, when we were thinking that this is it, let us now wait and continue fighting with the pandemic, East Africa, and more so Uganda, was hit by the floods. We have just concluded supporting the people of Kasese district, and hopefully tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the team from Arua will be going to Panyimur and Pakwach. We will be supporting all together, including Kasese, more than 300 households with food items and hygiene kits, and more specifically soap. So the 300 again, households that have been supported translates to about 3,040 individuals, and that is a whopping 48,640 in a very short period of time. We are still yet to reach to Rwanda. We are still yet to reach to the Democratic Republic of Congo. This having been said, we want to sincerely thank all of you, and please continue supporting us. Thank you so much, Penny Appeal, for this great support. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters, to the program Penny Appeal Australia on your screens on Facebook and YouTube. Allahu Akbar, a lot has happened in the last 2 hours or so. We've had so many guests on the set, so much information, so much to update you on. Penny Appeal is there. The website, the contact details, we're giving you as much information as possible in the name of transparency to see where your money is going tonight, bi'idhnillah. And you can see so much youth, alhamdulillah, so much youth getting involved on the ground, sharing their experiences. There's a buzz here in the studio, Clue TV, and the energy is there, inshallah. I hope that it's transferring through the screen and giving you the excitement and the motivation and the inspiration tonight. possibly, potentially the night of Laylatul Qadr, a powerful night, a better night than 1,000 months of worship. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you the worship of Laylatul Qadr, be it tonight, be it any other night from the last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us to grasp and seek Laylatul Qadr in one of the odd nights of Laylatul Qadr, and tonight is one of the odd nights, so you have that opportunity, and we're giving you the chance inshallah to cash in your hereafter. I'm joined again on set with Sister Jasmine. Welcome back.
Assalamu alaikum.
You ran an amazing segment there previously with two of the team members, Sarib and
Julianne.
Julianne, mashallah. You had a lot to discuss.
We did.
And you can see the passion, you can see how connected they were with the work. It's amazing how life-changing these experiences can be for the team members.
Absolutely. It's not because it's not a I think what you'll find when you talk to most of the team that we have on board, one, we're a very dynamic team, so everyone comes from all backgrounds and all walks of life, and we're united on this one cause, which is to change as many lives as we possibly can through the work that we do. You know, and Sarib is the very essence of that. Julianne, as our ambassador, is the very essence of that. And obviously it stems down from who we have as our leader. So our CEO is also drives that message forward. So it's all about getting together, no matter where you're from, no matter what race, religion, background you are, no matter what age group you fall into. You know, it's just about the cause. And obviously you can see that they feel very strongly about that message in saving as many people as we possibly can and making it possible for our donors.
And if you've just joined us, you've missed out on a lot. We've had so many different guests. It's the lovely Jasmine on set now. We've had Diana, she's presented a number of segments. Abdi Malik was also on the show. Dr. Ghilani, Al-Qara Uthman, Tabarakallah, with that beautiful melodious voice. We had the boss, Muhammad Mayat, MashaAllah. And we're going to move on now we mentioned early on in the show, we mentioned that we're focusing on thirst relief and orphan kind.
And orphan kind, yeah.
So we've spoken extensively on about the thirst relief.
Yep.
We want to touch up now for the rest of the program on orphan kind.
Orphan kind, that's right, yeah.
So tell us more a bit about the Orphan Kind project.
Yeah, so the Orphan Kind program obviously is developed to support and sponsor orphan children around the world. So orphan children meaning one or both parents, children that have lost either one or both parents, and then obviously they live in extreme poverty. You know, and we work in more than 30 countries around the world sponsoring those orphans. So as it stands at the moment, Penny Appeal globally, so all of our offices around the world in combination and in unity with the donors here in Australia, sponsor more than 30,000 orphans. So that's a massive number, alhamdulillah. And inshallah, tonight we hope and aim to increase that number through the generosity of our donors. But basically what that program does is it aims to provide all of those orphan children access to life's most basic necessities. So with an education that, as you will know, can open so many doors, specifically when it comes to helping lift a child out of poverty, because it means that it enables them to work, you know, and then obviously provide for their families, provide for themselves, and obviously just completely change their lives. So that's one thing. And the way we do that is obviously we have orphanages in specific countries, so not all of them. Sometimes it's better for the child to stay within their home and it benefits the entire family, so it just depends on the country that you sponsor your child in. But in places like Pakistan, Bangladesh, all of the Southeast Asian countries, and even in Africa, we have those orphanages. So the sponsored children are in those orphanages. They're looked after by foster mothers that live within that compound, who provide food for them. They provide you know, health care. They make sure they're very well looked after. And then obviously they make sure that they go to school, do their homework, and do everything that they need to in order to get ahead in life.
And see, before we go to this video that's going to showcase exactly what you're talking about, Jasmine, it's just such a heartbreaking fact that you can go anywhere in the world and you will be inundated with orphans.
That's right.
There's just so many of them, and you always find, like, no matter what you do, you're always behind. And like you said, you can always, if you want to take on more and serve more, there's plenty more for you to serve, subhanallah, all around the world. Such
More
a
than
sad
160 million. So that's an actual fact. If you go to UNHCR's website, Fact Finder, you'll find that there, statistically speaking, more than 160 million orphan children around the world that don't have access to life's most basic necessities. That's a staggering number, and that's a number, inshallah, that we look to change through our work. And then obviously we can't do that without you. So in the next video that we're about to show you, it's just it's a case study of one of the orphan children that's being sponsored by a penny appeal donor, and then the donors, you guys, will get to see the change that you can help make in that child's life for many other children out there. But we're going to have a look at her now. It's a touching story. We've visited her ourselves. So we can go to that if you want.
So brothers and sisters, the number's there on your screen, 1300 347 947. You can hop onto the website as well, pennyappeal.org.au/live, and the Penny Appeal Australia account is right there in front of you. Account number 308504 BSB 032065, and we are going to cut to that video so you can have a look at the Penny Appeal Australia charitable work in that sphere. So control.
Lubna is a 15-year-old girl living in Pakistan. She loves reading, science, and learning. She's on the path towards success. She's also one of Pakistan's 4.2 million orphans. When Lubna was 5, her father tragically passed away from lung disease. Her mother began work as a housemaid, but still struggled to feed her 6 children. Lubna's mother wanted her to have the best chance in life. And so, when Lubna was 9, her mother enrolled her into Penny Appeal's Orphan Kind program. Lubna's world opened up, and now she dreams of becoming a doctor.
This is my room.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Yeah. This is me.
Is that you?
Lubna is a very, I must say, a wonderful girl. She has a confident personality and a very active child.
फिर क्या था, छोटे स्कूल में छोड़ते ही चलो 9वीं 10वीं तक होती है, इधर उम्मीद तो है ना, चलो किसी मुकाम पे पहुंचेगी.
Asked that if they want to become a principal or a teacher, she said no, I want to become a doctor.
मुझे ये बहुत पसंद है और मैं हमेशा ये चाहती हूँ कि डॉक्टर बनके इनकी मदद करूँ. लेकिन अपने लिए नहीं सोचती, दूसरों के लिए सोचती है. मेरे लिए ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि मैंने आज इनके साथ और इंशाल्लाह इनके साथ दोस्ती बहुत अच्छी रखूँगी.
She is kind. She thinks of everyone. Yeah, we have fun.
At school, her performance is well above average, and soon she'll be ready for the next chapter in her life, college.
She really takes interest in science subjects, in the labs and all these things.
अच्छी उम्मीदें हैं, जो पढ़ाई अच्छी जा रही है, इससे अच्छी उम्मीदें होंगी.
Lubna is making her dream of becoming a doctor a reality, thanks to your donations.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters, to the program. You're watching Penny Appeal live on your screens for the live fundraiser, and we're broadcasting live from the beautiful studios of Clue TV on Facebook and on YouTube. You can see the details there. You have an opportunity, inshallah, to contribute tonight. Bi-idhnillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will write it in your account of good deeds. Perhaps this night is Laylatul Qadr, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply your rewards and you will see it better than 1,000 months. The details are there on your screen. You can call the number, you can visit the website, you can have a look at the photos, look at the videos, all of which what you saw tonight are available on the website, and of course the bank account details there if you want to directly input the money into the account. We just had a video, we had a look at Lubna. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect her, the wonderful support that Penny Appeal are providing for her. Just another example of a successful story, walillahi alhamd. And you make a difference to one life, inshallah, it makes all the difference in the world to an individual, subhanallah. So you have an opportunity tonight, inshallah, to replicate these opportunities, the same opportunities that were given to Lubna. So Jasmine, we're back on set here. And
we've got
had
Sarib.
Sarib's come back.
We've got Sarib looking at the right camera this time. No stuff upstairs, so yeah, good to be back.
I wanted to bring Sarib back out on set because Sarib has visited a lot of different countries whereby we operate our Orphan Kind projects.
Nice.
And also because Sarib's our Team Orange lead nationally. So he manages up to 200 volunteers across the country. And all of them at the moment have been supporting all of our efforts throughout the month of Ramadan. So I'm going to quickly pass over to Sarib.
I just want to start off by giving my Team Orange, a super big shout out. They've actually done amazing this whole Ramadan. They've actually supported and not only saved a lot of lives, but actually like changed a lot of lives simply by like online fundraising through something which I don't have my phone on me right now. That's okay. But like it's literally like just from their phone, like such a like simple and powerful tool that is, and they've actually used their time so productively this month to actually make such a big difference in the world. And yeah, to Team Orange that's watching this, shout out to you guys. You've been amazing. Keep going though. We still have some important nights left. Don't stop just because I gave you a shout out.
We're going to we're going to unify them with our donors now, who 100%. Inshallah are going to help support us through this incredible initiative, the Orphan Kind initiative. So you guys, all of us tie into what we'd like to call the Penny Appeal Orange family. So it's not just made up by incredible people like Sarib who leads and drives forward Team Orange, but also the volunteers, the supporters, and then you, our generous donors.
That's the nicest she's been to me. Jasmine, Ramadan is changing you, man. Good to hear. Now, can you compliment me a little bit more? Okay, it's Qadr, let's go on to you.
Look, I'm glad that we've touched on the members of Team Orange. A lot of your work, Allah Mabarak. If we can have a bit of a chat about Team Orange and the individual members of Team Orange. They're not necessarily trained professional charity workers who have gone through rigorous kind of training and education on what to do and how they're supposed to be, formal, expert charity people. Can you tell us a bit more about?
They are people, they're individuals who, like the Penny Appeal team, have come together from all backgrounds and all walks of life, who just simply want to make a change. And they want to do it in a place where they feel like they belong, which is under, inshallah, alhamdulillah, the Penny Appeal umbrella, because they feel comfortable, obviously, with the team and, with Sarib as their Team Orange leader. And also, I think, because they feel extremely passionate about the projects that it is that we do. You've seen just from our team, there's kind of like a buzz. Everyone is super passionate. They love the projects, and they live and breathe the work that we do. So it's not the name's Penny Appeal. It's the cause. It's the cause, and it's coming together as a family and making sure that we do that together. Because we're stronger when we're united.
Yeah. And perhaps I'll take this opportunity, if any of the young viewers are watching this, or any of the parents can see that, I've got a I'm guessing the profile 20-something high schoolers.
They start from 15 years old. Our youngest volunteers are 15. Obviously, you have to get parental permission first, guys. So don't just jump on there without asking mum and dad. But yeah, they start from 15 years old. So we've got them high schoolers, and then they range to, I think, probably about 40 years old. We had like a whole group of people. Just cooking over the last couple of weeks. We distributed hot meals throughout
Ramadan.
Yeah, throughout the month of Ramadan. Some of the recipients of those hot meals were orphan students that are studying in Australia, but they're also they spoke to us a little bit about their background, and some of them had either lost a parent or both parents, but they're here in Oz trying to kind of build life for themselves. But yeah, some of those volunteers were about 40 years old to up to 50 years old, but majority of them, they're young people looking to make their mark on the world, and they want to make sure that it's a positive one. And Penny Appeal seems to be, and inshallah, the place that they could do that, and we're there for them.
The brilliant thing is that, so many of our volunteers, the ones watching actually, we've been affected by COVID. We haven't been able to get so hands-on. In Sydney, we have not so much around other states, and the fact that they're still part of Team Orange, sticking through this kind of really tough phase that a volunteer team is going through, actually proves that they're here to make a difference, that they really value, they believe in our projects. So yeah, inshallah, COVID dies down a little, we can do more hands-on and stuff, but the fact that they're still fundraising for our projects around the world shows that they're actually here to make a difference in the lives of people, like, you know,
including,
that they can't even,
including the orphans
and
that we're working
they can't
to
even
support,
see
right?
these people. You have to remember, like, you know, when you're volunteering and you're not so hands-on, you're like doing online fundraisers, you're visualizing the change that you're making by actually thinking about the people that are on the other side of the screen. And, you know, to our viewers here, you have a chance to do that on this fundraiser itself. Like, you know, you can actually sponsor an orphan. I'd encourage you to sponsor 2 orphans. It's, you know, with Penny Appeal, it's very affordable and you're actually making a big difference. So yeah, Team Orange has been doing brilliant. They've been dedicated to the cause.
Our donors are going to do just as
it's your turn, donors.
It's your turn. It's your turn to show them.
Akhi Sarib, before I really want to pick your brain about some of your experiences. So in the typical case of a volunteer who wants to help, we've already identified they don't need any specific expertise.
Absolutely not.
And I'm assuming they don't need any specific equipment. If they've got a car that's enough, if they can carry boxes that's enough. I can imagine that Penny Appeal does as much facilitation as possible. Perhaps you identify a particular need, and then perhaps the volunteer, I think a video on the website or on Facebook where they're like the end point where they merely do the distribution and they get that sense of satisfaction that they've played their role in their capacity within their area, not having to travel, get very far distances or get out of their way too much as they'd like to. But it's that simple and it's that accessible for a Penny Appeal Team Orange member or volunteer to participate.
Absolutely.
Look, as someone who's actually had the privilege, the opportunities to actually travel, go overseas and see the impact that Penny Appeal makes, like, you know, when I was there, I was just thinking about like all the other people that are around my age group that want to do something similar. So that's why I became a Team Orange coordinator, because I could actually give back to the youth and give them these opportunities to make a difference. So it's about giving them those opportunities, and yeah, like, I try and make it easier for them to participate in whatever capacity they can, and that's why we have a lot of volunteers around the country now. Alhamdulillah, we've grown really, really fast.
I think what a lot of people seem to forget is that it's making a change. You don't have to actually. It doesn't really require a lot of effort. What it actually requires is heart. If you're passionate about what it is that you're doing, then you could go very, very far in what it is that you're doing. And for a lot of our volunteers, specifically during the restrictions that COVID has kind of placed upon all of our households, the impact and the strength that you have is right there in your hands. It's through your phones, through your tablets, through digital. You guys are watching us online right now. It's probably on a tablet or a computer or mobile phone. But that, unfortunately, for some people, is one of the most powerful tools in this time, you know, and it's just as simple as sharing a post, you know, or starting a live fundraiser for orphans. But it's very, very easy. You just have to, my advice for a lot of these volunteers is just to really love what it is that you do. We love what it is that we do, and I think a lot of people don't know this, but Sarib actually started off working with me. I think I've been in charity for about 7 years now, so this is my 7th Ramadan. And Sarib started off with me as a volunteer, and we've been on that journey together for quite some time. I think it's been about almost 6 years now.
Guys, please spare a thought for me. 8 years, but no, I've learned a lot, alhamdulillah.
So take us through some of that experience, Sarib.
What, the 5 years that he's been?
Well, not every single one of the years, but
I don't know if you have that much time.
Having that opportunity to be on the ground and see things firsthand and be involved personally, you know, in each one of these projects. As a team leader, I'd imagine you've seen more than most, you've experienced more than most. I'm not going to put you on the spot until you recount everything, right? But I mean, what can you share with us?
You know, the first thing I actually want to say is shout out to Jasmine, because as a mentor who I have been stuck with for 8 years, she's the one that made it happen, gave me that opportunity, alhamdulillah. Look, one thing I do want to share that's very close to my heart is when I'm overseas, like I visited a lot of orphanages, or unfortunately I haven't been in an orphanage, and I've seen a lot of children that have no parents. They are orphans. One trip is my Rohingya refugee camps trip. So I was in these refugee camps, and for a lot of our viewers who know about like the whole refugee crisis, it's a genocide, you know. So many like families have been like left with like their men taken away and unfortunately killed. So many children have been left without parents as orphans from that genocide. They've somehow made it to the refugee camps, and now they have no parents to take care of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
SubhanAllah, I was on the ground and I saw so many children just wandering about with nothing to do, no purpose, completely lost, no parents to take care of them, no clothes at times. You become really like used to the reality of seeing children without clothes as well.
And that was just in one of those countries that you visited.
Yeah, that's just in the refugee camps.
That's just in the refugee camps.
Yeah.
It wasn't even so the refugee camp that you visited, what country was that in?
That was so that was the Rohingya refugee camps. It's on the border of Bangladesh and Myanmar.
Yeah.
So a lot of refugees are fleeing. Cox's Bazar. A lot of refugees are fleeing from Myanmar, and they get to Bangladesh, to the border of it. Yeah, it's a city called Cox's Bazar. There's so many, you would not believe it.
Yeah, the donors. Can you tell guys? You guys can actually help us change that. So in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in all of those countries that we work, we have those orphanages, and it takes $10,000 that contributes towards the construction of those orphanages. That's a sadaqah jariyah, right, Muhammad? So yeah, looking after an orphan. How important is it to look after an orphan in our faith? How important is it?
No, we got onto that point earlier, subhanallah al-azim, where one of the sadaqah jariyah that you can earn reward for, not just starting tonight, but continuing perhaps after you pass away, and bringing your rewards to the point where on the Day of Judgment you come and you ask, you can't identify that reward, or you can't remember earning that much reward, but then you're informed that once upon a time you built the orphanage, you built the well, you built the masjid, you facilitated knowledge. And subhanallah, that's what we're talking about tonight. We want to encourage the donors, we want to encourage the sponsors. The asks are on the screen.
That's right. So it's $10,000 that contributes towards building an orphan home, and it has all of the facilities that are required to look after these orphan children, the most vulnerable children within the communities, within the countries that we work in. And then from there, it only costs $30 per month to look after an orphan child. $30 covers everything. And I think Diana was talking about it earlier when she was making reference to one of the water wells, when we split those costs across the month. $30 is nothing for us at the moment. You know
what's really beautiful as well, that I must point out, because I was just like, I've read about our orphan kind programs.
Yeah.
Something that actually stood out to me is the fact that we actually, for someone who donates, like if you guys donate and you sponsor an orphan,
inshallah they do.
Inshallah you do. No pressure, but inshallah when you do, you're actually gonna get like a general feedback report of the orphan that you're sponsoring. But not only that, you're getting school reports.
Yeah.
So we're not just taking care of orphaned children, we're actually providing them an education, something I value a lot, something a lot of us take for granted. I have at times as well.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful that you're actually not just like feeding and like giving shelter to an orphan, but you're actually taking them to school, so they actually have chances to kind of make something of themselves, like study, and that again, education is lifting people from the cycle of poverty. It's actually empowerment.
And all that costs is $1 a day, $30 per month, right? For one orphan child. But I would say get together with your family. An average family within our community at the moment has about five people? Yeah. Get together, sponsor an orphan on behalf of each family member on Laylatul Qadr, the night that is better than 1,000 months. Do that. It's an endless sadaqah jariyah. And give us a reference, tell us about the hadith about sponsoring an orphan.
Look, I can tell you and tell the viewers, Jasmine, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he tells us in a hadith that really, if there's any person that you should envy in this dunya, it's the person who has the money and he spends it in charity. Because that reward that he will find on the Day of Judgment, he has that money, he's in possession of that wealth, and he's using it in the right way. Similar to the person who has knowledge and teaches others. So you could be the envy of this dunya by using your funds tonight, inshallah, to donate generously, and you will see the reward on the Day of Judgment in a position that others envy, in a position that others wish they could have. You have the funds, you donate generously for the sake of Allah, and you will be of those who are envied in this dunya, and inshallah envied for the rewards you're going to to receive on the 27th night, anticipating the 27th day of Ramadan, 1441 Hijri, 2020 Gregorian. طيب, do you have any more experiences in your bag of tricks that you can, I'm sure we can...
I 100% was just thinking of like how there's literally 140 million orphans.
There's actually 160.
Okay, we've got
Too many,
statistician in the house.
Too many to count.
I'm glad I have Jasmine next to me, but guys, like even one is one too many. And like, if you, like from my experience, like, you know, even in refugee camps, when I'm seeing children like who don't have any care and protection, forget that, they don't even have anything to like eat. Like, you know, I saw children literally picking up insects to eat because I thought that they thought that's food, that's nutrients right there. I saw one girl, like I was doing an interview with like, you know, an old lady, and next to me I just saw a girl come and she picked up like a wood chip, very young, and she just started biting on that because she was hungry. That's so many children left in hunger. Forget like care, protection, the warmth of a mother's hug.
That's right.
And you know, again, even one is one too many. So if you guys just try and sponsor one orphan, it's literally like $30 a month. That's like
where are they going to do that?
That's like 3 McDonald's meals that you guys are probably having.
Yeah.
You can actually feed an orphan for life, like, or at least for like a long time just by sponsoring.
Where are they going to do that?
You have the number 1300. You have 1300-347-947. I've been really bad with numbers today. Yeah, the stats and the numbers, but guys, like I urge you, just sponsor one orphan, feed one orphan child so they don't have to rely on insects and like all these other, you know, because they don't have someone providing food on the table for them.
That's right. Yeah. So you could be their caretakers, you know, and that's what we want to see. They don't have the sad reality is that these vulnerable children don't have parents to look after them, and I think every single day during the month of Ramadan, what it would be like to not have my mum there to look after me. I mean, I'm too old to admit how old I am, but she's still there. Like whenever it is that I need her, you know, my dad is still there. Alhamdulillah for whenever it is that I need him. And they're still constantly looking after me at this age. For many of those orphan children that we have, a lot of them are very, very young. They cannot remember a time where they actually had parents in their lives. You know, so it's super easy to become the person that it is that looks after them, you know, and then inshallah your station will be elevated in Jannah, in the hereafter, and we make dua inshallah on this night inshallah that your station will be elevated just by looking after these vulnerable children. All you need to do is visit pennyappeal.org.au/live as Muhammad says, or call us on 1300-347-947 to make that happen. Look after these kids because they have nobody. If they didn't have us, they wouldn't have anybody else. So who better than to do that than you guys, our generous donors? And what better time to do that than during the month of Ramadan on what could be the most powerful night?
Sorry, we're going to slip in one more experience inshallah before we get to the Myanmar video. One more experience you've got? I just want
to say, Jazz is making me look like such a bad son. So, Mom, I know you're watching this. Mom, I just want to say I really love you. I really appreciate, you know, everything you do for me, my siblings. You know, before I go home and my mom's like, "Do you see Jasmine? Such a good daughter. Why aren't you?" You know. But not only that, like Jasmine also mentioned that, like, you know, we're so old and we still, like, you know, our parents do so much for us and we rely on them to an extent. Like, if you think about children, when I was in the refugee camps, again, I keep talking about the refugee camps. I can't really stop tonight.
But that's not the only place that you've been. Sorry,
yeah, but that's the one place. Like when I actually think about orphanages, that's the one place where orphans are not kind of taken care of.
Absolutely.
And like, you know, these kids, subhanAllah, like I'm 23 years old. These kids have probably seen more in 23 months of their life than what I've seen in all of my 23 years of life. And it's crazy to know that they're, you know, that because we are too busy, you know, like maybe we neglect them sometimes. We forget that like even something as like simple as $30 a month can actually change the future of a child.
$1 a day. $30 a month. $1 a day. $1. That's all it takes. Your cup of coffee is more expensive than that $1 a day. You know, all it takes you could even do it probably without even realizing. You know, it's as simple as that. We could even divide it over the course of a day if it makes it easier for you. I refer back to what it is that our motto sorry, what's our motto?
Our motto is small change, big difference.
Small change, big difference. That is all it takes to make a difference in someone's life. Use your small change, $1 a day, $30 a month. Sponsor 1 orphan, sponsor 4 orphans, sponsor 10 orphans. How many it is that you can, however much that you could give, every single penny counts. pennyappeal.org.au/live or call us on 1300 347 947. Qadr, did you want to go to that video that we have from the field?
Yes, absolutely. So control track it from here, the Myanmar video, please.
Okay. Go the Leshi low logan jara bari logan.
Leshi aro general Lelo Lessabe, general low body. Hello, Lessazra, general Torima Lai Bido, on Bomba the Lerema, General Mianawara, Lodibe, Losa. Joya Javan.
Oku Dilo Gobe Yoga Kalama, Goro the Kalama, Bare Kakeri Shile, Look Kakemuri, John Dunial.
The Gobe Yoga people are Boma, General Midazu, the Kakeri, Mia Shigere. Mia Shigere Suraga, General Mabama, Lucan, Saga, Lucania, Shaba, the Yoga Pilare Kama, Yoga Pilare Boma, Lucania, Bobido, Shaba Dore, Shaba Dore, the General Midazu, the Sawan Niri, 7 people. And the Jarema, General Hulu Ramzane. Tabi or the yoga pinny Ramzane Labi, Jonah de Kajero, General Bobido, Kakeri Pilla. Mama Rosa Tabu, Duanya, Seri Sawi, and General Midazu, the Draw Kakeri Pida, Pidi. Mama General Rosa Tabu, Tamin Chabuya, the Uma Karain solution, Karain de General Sana Bushare, so in Dilama, Generally, the yoga job. Generally, Santa Bula, Shabi Midazu, the Nya will be Sara, the sheet, Kujet Tiboria. I look at Katie, Miai, Diava. Ponidu Zabe, General Wapire, Chimale, General de Miai Kakeri sheet. Pavilo Lesro, General Ma, Longa Meshiu, Longa Kakeri sheet, Boma, Sawan Neri, Midazu, Miai, General Ma Kakeri, Dia.
And the Lalu Guru Kakeri, Veloti is in Jivale, go Wanda Biti, Veloti Ginuadele.
Oh, General Kululi, La Lume Sure, Tren Li Chadaka, General Enazi, Kulu Sere, Lulu, Pimes, Tren Chadaka, General Miai Wantani, Tren Jown, General Pione, Leshi Labio, General Enaya Labioma, Kuluri, Kuni Birad, General Ramzan Lama, Kuchaner. Rosarima, Sichanda, Zwane, generally Ibada de Loname, the illusionia be the Sunny, Hala, the seed in it, generally, Hala, A General Yadima, generally Rosa, Pivo, Tana in it, a queen, generally Yadore, Yadore, the Jamu, generally a time of the 1 hour. And now the Kuajaro Valesro. A cool Luran like that, Jamlu, Generally, Yenema, Yenoma Pinny, the Dogari, Dine Ruza Tabi, Noya Ruza Tabam last to the Dogari, I Dogari, Mashiro, and a generally Jana Yadima, Pipi or Ruza Tana, Mays, Jungi Jadi, Layadore, Ari Layadore, Yadore, Jamlu, Kulu Luran, General Vagani, Nyai Jesu Dine, Piole Bioa.
The illusionator, Banyasu don't be omen, but it is in the Gata Biomne.
A Lukulo, generally, Kakeri, Pinny, Chima, generally go, Midazu, the Puella, Bidoma, A9 Lao, generally go, Kuni Bido, Lucian, Lumari, Alo, Jama Irigu, Gomo, Alashin, Pilo Bidanaro Muvazi, Tururi, Kakeri, Alum, Ala Dunia, Akidat, Aluma, Alashin, Sabiro Muvazi, Generaliga. The Yami Yapari, Kuza, Sedu Sandari, Kuza, Janoni, Yene, Deregani, Laila Lele, Jesu de Marelu, Biojamaria.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. A heartfelt message there from one of your brothers in Myanmar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala support all our brothers and sisters all over the world. You have an opportunity tonight. You are watching the Penny Peel Australia live fundraising event on your screens, on Facebook and on YouTube Live. You have an opportunity, inshallah, tonight to contribute what could be Laylatul Qadr, anticipating the 27th day of Ramadan tomorrow, so the 27th night. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your acts of worship in this month and accept your deeds tonight. Penny Peel Australia are giving you an opportunity to contribute to your brothers and sisters in Myanmar and all around the world. So dig deep, inshallah. We're giving you a number of options. Tonight we're focusing on thirst relief and orphan kind. You have an opportunity, bi'idhnillah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels call you from the gate of charity on the Day of Judgment as someone who is donated and sponsored and supported financially with the wealth that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. And we know from the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the story of Aisha radiallahu anha, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked about a meat or an animal that was distributed, and he asked how much of it is left, she said, Ya Rasulullah, we gave everything away except the shoulder, or something along those lines. And he said, no, Ya Aisha, we've kept everything except the shoulder. So that is the understanding of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that you only truly possess on the Day of Judgment that which you give in charity. So that's what we're here for tonight. And we've had a number of amazing guests on the show. We've got Diana Hadid back in the studio on set. We've had Jasmine, who was on shortly before. We've had Brother Sarib. We've had Julianne. We've had Abdi Malik. We've had Dr. Ghilani on screens. We've had Al-Qari Uthman, Allahu Akbar. We've had Muhammad Mayat, the CEO. And now we have Dina Abdul Fattah, the Penny Appeal Community Liaison. Ahlan wa sahlan. MashaAllah, a very important person with Penny Appeal. Everyone's important.
She is the cornerstone of the organisation.
No, please don't give me that much credit.
Can we praise her more? But
no, please don't praise me. Alhamdulillah.
Sister Dina, welcome to the program, and you're on set now on screen. We're going to talk about what happened in Africa, the efforts, mashallah, on the ground in Africa. You want to talk us through it, Sister Diana, with Sister Dina?
So I mentioned earlier in the program that we had the privilege of going to Uganda later last year, and it's so we actually went to go deliver meals to very remote communities in the Yumbe district. These communities, I'll keep it in a nutshell. For me, again, they were the most humble, they were the most positive
and
people. Sincere. I mean, I don't even know. You know what? You take the reins on this one.
You know, it brings tears to my eyes, and I try not to cry because I'm the sucker when it comes to this. But honestly, those people over there touched my heart. I can't tell you how humble, how sincere, how giving they are for people that don't actually have anything. They were offering their meals to us, and they would feed us first before they fed themselves. They would wait for us to finish and then have what was left, and we would try not to have that much, but they would be offended that we're not actually eating.
And mind you, these are families on an average 10 people per family.
And they were lucky to be eating maybe once every couple of days, and that's not an exaggeration. And I don't want to exceed by saying that they're maybe eating once a week, so people don't think, oh yeah, I'm just fabricating or just saying something that's not true. But they were actually not eating unless they were given a meal that was provided to them. And we were fortunate enough to be able to provide them with meals during that time. We're able to share the meals with them. We're able to come across so many orphans that were just asking for the love of a mother, of someone to care and look after them. We just took a simple ball, a little beach ball that had Penny Appeal on it, and these kids engaged with us.
That was actually a last-minute decision. We didn't. We just took one ball, just the one ball, thinking, you know, we'll have fun with it. The ball's still there. We don't know what happened to the ball.
But that made their day. Just the simple things in life really made their day. And it just goes to show us how fortunate we are, but at the same time, how greedy we can be in wanting more and more every day. You know, we want that extra pair of shoes, we want another handbag, we want, you know, we don't like the food that's been put on the table. Yet they were so content with a ball, and they were happy to share it amongst 50 orphans that were around us, surrounding Deanna and I and our other colleagues that were there. They were just so humble and so loving and so caring that it actually brought tears to our eyes. When we made a video when we were there, we couldn't actually finish it. We were boiling our eyes out in front of all these orphans, but they had no idea, because we were speaking in English, what we were crying about. We were actually crying for them. We were crying for them. It broke my heart to pull away and come back home. Not that I don't want to be here with my family, but knowing what we have left behind. We have left vulnerable children in a state of need, not just food, but clothing, water, just a hug. You know, I mean, no words can explain what Deanna and I have experienced over there, and what your eyes actually see unless you are actually on ground with these people face to face and experiencing what they're experiencing. And that was only for, if I want to say, a microsecond compared to what they're living. That's all it was for us. It was a microsecond, the couple of days that we were there, coming back home, and then our life was back to normal.
I think the one thing that I really took from it as well, I remember calling you a few days after. Well, actually, you called me. Sorry, I was knackered. I jet lag. I remember I was speaking with Dina. I told her I feel bad that I actually felt so revitalized and rejuvenated, more so than any holiday that I've actually been on, because there was that really strong spiritual element to that as well. I don't know. I can't explain it. All I knew was that when I got back home, I was just in a state of sujood as well, because just coming back to my bed, and like Dina said, just leaving them behind and not being able to do anything else then and there, I felt spiritually rejuvenated, and I feel like that is the miracle of sadaqah as well. And we weren't doing it for ourselves, we were doing it on behalf of all of you,
and the donors. Yeah, that's right, the donors. You know, what you are giving is what they would be receiving. And seriously, I came back and after that, when it was an occasion, if my children asked me, Mum, what would you like? I'd say, donate to charity. I don't want to give for myself. I have, alhamdulillah, plenty. But they'd always say, no, Mum, we want to get you something. So my suggestion, people, please, and I'm begging you all, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, giving in charity does not decrease your wealth. If anything, it increases your wealth. Believe me when I say, if you are stuck and you have an issue, just give a few dollars in sadaqah jariyah or something lillah. I swear, and I by Allah, that you will be eased of that burden. Allah will ease your burden, and inshallah, if you ease someone else's burden, Allah will ease your burden too. But what I'm saying is, don't go out and give someone else a handbag that they don't need if they've already got 20 in a cupboard. Give them a water well as a gift. Sponsor an orphan on their behalf. The reward is endless. That is my final comment to all my viewers today, our viewers, that don't go out and give a Eid gift that's unwanted. Give a sadaqah jariyah, whether it be a water well or whether it be sponsor an orphan. And believe me, those orphans back in Uganda deserve someone to look after them.
And not only that, we can also build their homes as well, because we were there just after a very strong downpour as well, and many of their clay homes were actually destroyed or flooded. So even just to be able to, provide many homes for an orphan it's $10,000. I mean, for many homes for all of these children overseas, a shelter, a roof over your head. And I mean, we all grew up with the values from our parents to, look after our money, look after ourselves, get an education, make something of yourself in the world. But also, it's important that you help a child to make something of themselves as well. that is the beauty of sadaqah, and that is something that will continue from now to the hereafter. And even if it means sponsoring 10 orphans for 3,600, I mean, this is the time, this is the opportunity.
Yes.
The website is there, pennyappeal.org.au/live. Make the contribution. It's not something to be missed out on.
And to continue on from what Sister Dina was saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward her from the benefits of charity, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He promises that it extinguishes His anger if you happen, وَلَيَّذُ بِاللَّهِ وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ, if you happen to anger Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the wrong decisions, charity extinguishes the anger of Allah. Charity saves you from the hellfire on the Day of Judgment. You will be in the shade of charity on the Day of Judgment. The more the larger the charitable work, the larger the shade will be for you on the Day of Judgment. You will be called from the door of charity into Jannah bi'idhnillah ta'ala. You only possess of your wealth what you give in charity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised so much reward for the dollar of charity. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, since we're talking about sponsoring an orphan, and you have the options there on your screen, you can donate as an individual, you can donate as a couple, you can gift a donation, you can donate as a family, as a business, as an institution. Many options for you. The number is there, 1300 347 947. Visit the website pennyappeal.org.au/live, and you have the bank account detail there. You may want to donate in public, you may want to donate in private. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows of your affairs. We do urge you to have a donation or to have some charity work in your report, in your investment portfolio, in your hereafter, in these last 10 nights of Ramadan. May Allah accept from you and may Allah accept from us. And Sister Dina and Sister Diana, we're going to cut to a promotional video now before the very last session. Any final words before we say good night, inshallah?
First and foremost, Ramadan Mubarak, and we are incredibly blessed to see another Ramadan in our lives. I understand that it hasn't been the easiest ones, being away from your loved ones, your nearest and dearest, but again, we are in this together, we're in this stronger than ever, and inshallah, this is a time that our iman has been strengthened as well, not just temporarily, but also continuously as well. So whether you intend to donate, even your intention is still counted, inshallah, and whether you have or you will donate later on, jazakallah khair, and may you be rewarded abundantly.
No, all I can say is dig deep into your hearts, not necessarily your wallets. Dig deep into your hearts. Small change makes a big difference to those that are in need, and they do need our help. Think of others before you think of yourself. I'm not saying that you're selfish, but I think that there are people out there that are a lot worse than what we are, and alhamdulillah for everything we have. So please give generously. This is a time and a month and the night of giving. So may Allah reward each and every one of you, and make it be the rest and blessed Ramadan. And inshallah, the rewards are endless.
Brothers and sisters, you are watching the Penny Appeal Australia live fundraiser on your screens on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be cutting to a short promotional video and we'll be right back. There you saw it, brothers and sisters, Allahu Akbar, the amazing gift of life, the amazing gift of water. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala support and help our brothers and sisters all over the world with such a basic need. You have that opportunity tonight with your brothers and sisters at Penny Appeal Australia. You are watching the Penny Appeal Australia live fundraiser on your screens on Facebook and on YouTube. You have the details there. You can still donate. It's still tonight. You're still here. You still have the opportunity, inshallah, to enter Jannah bi'idhnillah from the gate of charity. You have an opportunity bi'idhnillah with the right intention, as was mentioned previously tonight, to earn the reward of Laylatul Qadr, to do what you can, to invest as much as you can and earn the reward, inshallah, of 1,000 months worth of worship, 83 years plus worth of donation and charity. That opportunity you have tonight bi'idhnillah. The details are on your screen. You can see, you can call the number 1300 347 947. You can go onto the website pennyappeal.org.au/live. You have the bank account details that you can forward the funds straight into account number 308 540 BSB 032 065. Be generous tonight, inshallah. Be considerate and thoughtful. Do what you can. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows of your fears and knows of your circumstances. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless your wealth, will bless your family, will bless your position and your possessions bi'idhnillah ta'ala. Now, we've had a number of different guests on set tonight to promote the night, to entice you and encourage you, to give you information, to showcase the amazing work that Penny Appeal Australia are involved in. We have for you one more special guest. We have on set Sheikh Yusuf Hassan, Imam of Quakers Hill Masjid and a valued member of the Australian National Imams Council. Sheikh Yusuf, welcome to the program. Sheikh Yusuf, you have a special responsibility tonight, a wonderful contribution to the program. You're going to seal it, inshallah, as they say, khitamuha misk, and the misk is going to come, inshallah, from your beautiful voice with a beautiful dua to end this lovely occasion, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from you and from us. So tafaddal.
Jazakumullah khair, Brother Muhammad. Inshallah, we'll end this beautiful night and we'll make dua, inshallah, for all the donors and whoever donate today and whoever going to donate after, inshallah.
Naam.
And we'll make dua for all the Muslims, inshallah.
Inshallah.
We'll ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our dua. That's a great night, inshallah. It will be Laylatul Qadr.
Ameen.
And the dua of Laylatul Qadr, inshallah, will be mustajab. Allah Azza wa Jal will make istijaba to us, inshallah.
Ameen.
And as you mentioned just now, it's with or better than 1,000 months. As Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran, khayrun min alf shahr. So inshallah, we'll make dua and we'll ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our dua.
Ameen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في كل وقت وحين. اللهم يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين يا أكرم الأكرمين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك يا ربنا أن تستجيب دعاءنا. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم ارحمنا فإنك بنا راحم ولا تعذبنا فأنت علينا قادر. والطب بنا يا مولانا فيما جرت به المقادير. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا كلها دقها وجلها عظيمها وحقيرها ما علمنا منها وما لم نعلم. اللهم اشف مرضانا
ومرضى المسلمين ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين اللهم يا ربنا نسألك يا أرحم الراحمين أن ترحمنا في الدنيا والآخرة اللهم ارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين فإنك أنت الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين فإنك أنت الرحمن الرحيم اللهم توفنا مسلمين ألحقنا بالصالحين غير خزايا ولا مفتونين ولا مبدلين ولا مغيرين اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا اللهم إنا نسألك في هذه الليلة يا رب العالمين أن نكون من أهل ليلة القدر اللهم اجعلنا من أهل هذه الليلة يا رب العالمين اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا اللهم يا أرحم الراحمين اعتق رقابنا من النار اللهم اعتق رقابنا من النار اللهم اعتق رقابنا من النار اللهم اعتق رقاب آبائنا وأمهاتنا وأزواجنا وأبنائنا يا رب العالمين اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا يا أكرم الأكرمين اللهم يا رب استرنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك اللهم يا ربنا استرنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك اللهم فك الكرب عن المكروبين اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء والوباء اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء والوباء اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء والوباء اللهم يا ربنا أمن أوطاننا اللهم يا رب أمن إخواننا اللهم يا رب أمن المسلمين يا رب العالمين في كل مكان اللهم يا ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وارحمنا اللهم تب علينا وتوفنا مسلمين ألحقنا بالصالحين غير خزايا ولا مفتونين ولا مبدلين ولا مغيرين اللهم إنك يا ربنا تعلم مكاننا وتعلم حالنا اللهم يا رب إنك ترى مكاننا وتعلم حالنا اللهم يا رب إنا دعوناك كما أمرتنا فاستجب لنا كما وعدتنا اللهم استجب لنا كما وعدتنا اللهم استجب لنا كما وعدتنا وارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين تقبل صيامنا وتقبل ركوعنا وتقبل سجودنا وتقبل الصدقات منا اللهم يا رب نجعل كل من تبرع في سبيلك أن تفرج عنه بهذه التبرعات كل هم اللهم فرج عنهم الهموم اللهم فرج عنهم الهموم اللهم اشف مرضاهم يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا اللهم اغفر وارحم وتجاوز اللهم عما تعلم إنك يا ربنا أنت الأعز الأكرم وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
Brothers and sisters, the final message is we bid you farewell, and from the studios here, wonderful studios of Clue TV, and from the entire team of Penny Appeal Australia, we say subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.